Now here he is, folks. Dan McDowell. Hey, we were.
Thanks for having me. You know,
Yeah.
I need a place where I can get one of those hoops that it's hard to score in,
Okay.
or maybe like a bearded lady. Like I would like to have the bearded lady at home, but I don't want to own her, so I'll just lease her. So do you have a place where I could lease fair stuff?
Yes. Feliz Navidad, Dan. It took me a minute.
Yes, fair
But I'm
lease.
like, that's not what's written here. So I wanted to make sure.
Fair lease.
Fairlease.org is
you don't
where
you don't lease fair equipment there?
No.
No, you can't get a Ferris wheel.
No, but what you can do, you could lease your next vehicle from Fairlease at fairlease.org and have them deliver it to you
Why
at
is it
the
called
fair.
fair then?
At least let me finish the thing.
All right.
They
You
can
wanna be
deliver it to
treated
you
poorly?
at the. It's fair.
See, I
They'll-
thought I was setting them up for an easy, like
They'll treat you fair.
great.
They'll deliver it to
And I'm
the
the bad
fair.
guy now.
He's got a case of the Mondays.
They'll take you to enjoy some local fare.
I think Danny from Fairlease would enjoy this spot,
It's
I think
fairlease.org.
you'd love it.
but this guy.
Yeah.
Like, how's he gonna make this about elite rides? I looked at the wrong spot.
You did look at. Oh, so now it's not my fault.
No, it's
Hi, everybody. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake
I'm
Kemp.
Blake Jones.
And along with Clayton Kimbrough, CK, and Adam Romo working his way into the Blake shot there. This is a Monday edition of the Dumb Zone. On today's program, our friends from Synerio, who will really be around for intense closing remarks. So what do you have? Like
You can pull a mic over there.
you're giving away Cowboys season tickets?
We're giving away for one game the season tickets, the 4 seats that we have
Okay.
for one game, and the parking pass
Oh, you're giving away Cowboys tickets for a game.
For 4.
for 4.
So you have season tickets.
We do as a company.
What game is it?
Whatever game you want. So there's 8.
Whoa!
Wow.
8 regular season games next year. You pick.
You talking about
What if
going to
somebody
go
wants
see-
the preseason game?
Well, I mean,
They just
Well-
don't like the intense pressure of a regular season.
that would make sense.
That reminds
They
me of
really like to see backups and
Hang Zone Austin
when I
Guttery
watch-
requesting the live call-in.
when I watch preseason football, they always say, "Hey, these are
guys-
really intense because these guys are fighting for that last position on
Well,
the
they do a
roster."
huge
Like,
number.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why Moose Johnston always assures me this
Yeah.
is one of the best games I could be tuned into.
Blue Star Productions.
You could go.
So at the end of today's show, we'll hear about how to win these tickets in a bit you guys are doing.
in a bit, a March Madness bit.
Whoa, that's upon us.
They're great seats.
Also on today's program, Jimmy Nelson. He'll be showing up in a
Hey.
little bit. He's our comedy friend.
Go over to the empty seat. It's your birthday.
It is. Oh, it's my birthday.
That's why Adam's here.
40 and holding. That's right. Adam, he's one of those guys that just shows up on your birthday. He
I like
doesn't
it.
show up. Whereas every day,
Like you with
I
Jesus.
treat every day as like Adam Romo's birthday.
Yeah.
Where-
Just gotta live it.
Yeah. Eatsy's brought tons of food for you guys. No one has touched it yet except Jake, right?
Mm-hmm. I plan
so
my day accordingly.
We hope that you guys will dig into the food.
To be honest with you,
I think you overbrought mayonnaise, but I'm not sure. It looks like there's about 400 mayonnaise packets in there.
You can never have too much.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's mustard. I think,
Oh.
but mayonnaise. I remember at the Hab always available.
I like the mayo mustard mix.
I like the mayo anything mix, bud.
Really?
Yeah, because I've told you that they're fancying up mayo on us now. That's a good world to live in. It's chili mayo.
And they brought a king cake. So before you got here, a lot of king cake discussion. Because I'd never knew anything about a king cake until like I was at a neighborhood party a few weeks ago.
As you will do.
Yeah. And they had a king cake. And then the ladies were explaining to me how there's like a baby in one of the cakes or something. Like I think it's kind of like one of those Twilight Zones where they're mixed. Apparently they chop a baby up.
Yeah.
And put it in the king cake. And if you taste that piece, there's baby meat in there, then you get good luck or something, right? Or you have to make a cake the next year. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, and they're super, super valuable now, especially down there since Louisiana outlawed abortion. So they're having trouble getting a hold of the little babies.
What is it? The something a chrome? The
adrenochrome?
Yeah,
that's very good Pizzagate knowledge.
The children's blood
that Hillary drinks
flows throughout that cake. Yeah, that's why she looks so young and great.
I guess
shouldn't we give it to say someone else does that? Like, don't put it on Hillary.
Yeah,
like, put it on an like a hot old.
It's like your fat doctor.
Yeah, like don't say this is the guy that has the key to longevity.
Yeah, that's true. She's very powerful though. But no,
looks like Adam Romo might drink children's blood. He looks great.
People with money can stay. I don't have enough money to be part of that, but I have enough money now to know what people with money do. And it's a lot. It's a lot, dude. But it works. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's common, the king cake, or if I just know it because of the Cajun wife. But I was a little surprised Blake had never heard of this.
Yeah, everybody says New Orleans. It's a New Orleans bit.
Mardi Gras, Cajun.
And I guess they sell them now at Eatsy's, and they're flying off the shelves. So go to Eatsy's.
How's the baby supply? Is that just from a logistics standpoint, keeping the babies
at Eatsy's?
Well, to get them for the cake.
Yeah.
Got to go black market.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are tiny? So did you order like a thing with 1,000 little tiny plastic babies?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you get the baby? Okay. I
gotta be careful with my jokes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now
somebody's not quite as in the text Adam Romo as he is.
He's appearing as CEO of a company here, not as Adam, not Adam Friend.
Right.
Does my wife know what I do for a living?
Let's answer it.
Oh,
this could be fun. Yeah, let's talk to it.
I don't think it
Come
would
on.
be
Come
fun.
on.
I really don't.
Do it.
We're gonna
do it.
we're gonna step into
Synerio.
something.
Synerio.
We're gonna step into something.
Yes.
Hey! Happy birthday indeed. Thank you,
know what I do
Kathy.
for a living?
Thank you, Kathy.
Can you hear the background singers here? So, did you feel bad that you didn't say that when you woke up this morning?
She was busy.
Yeah, she was busy down there.
Yeah.
Under the covers, waking me up in that special way.
Yeah.
By coughing, showering, and waking me up.
Oh,
right.
yeah, there
All
it
right.
is. There it is, love bug.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Kathy.
All right.
Well, that was a treat.
Was it?
Happy birthday, bud.
Hey, thanks, man.
See, he really does have a wife that actually loves him. Yes.
Where are we? What are we doing now?
We could do some weekend check if you want.
Okay.
We were off Friday. Which
Do you know who that's brought to us by?
I can flip back over here and tell you. Probably Fairlease, or excuse me, Elite Rides DFW. The opposite of last time. Elite Rides DFW.
He is off.
Elite Rides DFW here for you over the weekend. If you're headed out to see some sporting events, maybe you, I don't know, maybe you need to go to a National Cheer Association competition in downtown Dallas. Yeah. Check them out. Elite Rides, 844-RIDE-DFW. Promo code is DZ15 for 15% off your first ride. They can book with AI.
Allen Iverson?
Yes, Allen Iverson. If you download the DFW Rides app, Elite Rides DFW app.
Sean, do your Allen Iverson voice. Pretend that we're calling Allen Iverson.
Practice.
Okay, he actually had it ready.
Okay.
There it is. The promo code is DZ15, 15% off. The Rangers getting fired back up here. Perfect for a trip to a sporting event or whatever you got going on.
How about a
yeah,
Jimmy Nelson comedy show Thursday night?
that sounds great.
Take
Fort
elite
Worth?
rides. Oh wait, you know what? Let me just give you this little bonus for elite rides.
Okay.
Because I put this in the copy sheet. I got an email this week that said, if you need more material for your elite rides ad read, we were coming home from the airport at 10 p.m. Our driver offered to make a food stop. So off to Taco Bueno we went for a late night dinner. Extra party burritos for the kids' lunches the next day. Talk about service that goes the extra mile. Taco Bueno was not right off the highway, but they just offered.
Wow.
So they're contracted to just take you from A to B. And it's not like a time thing, right?
Sure.
So then all of a sudden he's like, hey, you want to stop
Just
off
out of
and
the
get
good
some
of their
food?
heart.
This guy got home a half hour later, but that's how cool they are at Elite Rides.
844-RIDE DFW. Now, that does bring up an interesting topic. I've thought about this and never brought it to you guys. Putting leftover in your kid's lunchbox. Jimmy Nelson is here.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, the
right
great,
on time.
The great Jimmy Nelson.
Municipal firefighter regional comic or something.
Man about town.
Yes. So they mentioned that they went out, probably did a little imbibing themselves. They're going by Bueno on the way home. A little drunk food. And they're like, we should grab a few party burritos for the kids' lunches tomorrow.
Yeah.
That seems genius, but I don't know that I've ever thought to do it. Like just stick some food in there. They don't have a microwave.
Yeah, they don't? You don't have a microwave at school? You don't have
Teacher's
access?
lounge, maybe. I'm
The
for it.
teacher's
They can eat
lounge.
a
Do
cold-
kids
cold
have
taco.
access to a microwave at school?
Yes.
We did it private school.
Yes.
In like kindergarten, they have a microwave. They're not.
My wife works for EMS ISD, and they all have
Interesting.
microwaves, mostly in the lunchrooms.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't
that's-
think the library would be a nonsense.
Not in the bathroom or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Gotta go to the science lab, get one of the Bunsen burners on this.
Yeah, put one in the science lab. Then you could put ants in it.
I just feel like that's a parent hack to be
Frogs.
being taken home and being like, I'm a little sauced up and I'd like some drunk
I'm a little
food,
sauced up,
but I'm
I
also
don't.
a caring parent.
I don't want to have to
Make it.
make the
Yeah.
lunches. Yeah.
That's smart.
Eatsies isn't open after 10 p.m., so we have to. We'll stop at Bueno. Otherwise, you would go to Eatsies, of course.
That's right. Yes, I eat every meal there.
Get him like a baby. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how you doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Oh, just hanging out,
Just doing comedian stuff?
trying to.
Firefighter stuff?
Oh, yeah.
When was your last firefighter shift?
Yesterday, I worked Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So
I thought it was like a certain amount of hours on and then a certain
it
amount
is.
of hours
It's 24
off.
on, 48 off, but I got mandatoried on Friday, where it's periodically they just go, do you have plans tomorrow? Because you don't now.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
not overtime, is it?
You get overtime for it.
Okay.
But you don't really have a choice in doing it.
I was leaving my house this morning. I live in an old neighborhood.
Okay.
My neighbors are primarily either very old or younger families that have just moved in. We get the EMS trip, I would say, every week.
Ooh.
Within a 1-block area. And it's so common that it's weird to me that they don't really appear to be frantic or in a hurry. It's just
Yeah.
kind of
What's it saying
slow
people don't
walk.
like hearing is it's your emergency, not ours.
it's kind of what it seems like.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, they're it's a big enough deal the firefighters are here, but they're not running.
I had a call one time that came in as a CPR for a teenager. Very serious call. Everyone's in a hurry. And we get in there and it says this mom can't feel her child's pulse. And we're like, oh shit, bring everybody. You're all running to the door. And we walk in and this kid's sitting on the couch and his mom is trying to feel his pulse. And she just goes, I can't feel it. And then the son looks at us and goes, she can't feel it. And we're like, oh, well.
She just couldn't find it.
She couldn't find it.
It wasn't
We're
that
like,
he
"Oh."
didn't have a pulse.
Well, previously how you worded this made it sound like a dead person.
yeah.
So we're going to skedaddle now.
God.
So it was just a teaching lesson of where to find the pulse exactly.
Yes.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
And yes.
Serving and protecting,
On the
Don't
bright side-
use your thumb, right?
Yeah.
Because that.
It has its own pulse.
Yeah.
Unless it's rectally inserted, then you can kind of get the vibe of the whole thing.
Okay.
How often does that come up?
Periodically.
Really?
Surprised.
I think I would be.
Yeah.
So what are you promoting?
On Thursday, I'm headlining the Big Laugh Comedy Club down in Fort Worth. It's kind of by Sundance Square, and it's going to be a fun time. It's actually in a comedy club this time.
I saw no problem with the restaurant in Grapevine.
I just cracked me up that if you paid for a ticket, you got a chair. That seemed like a thing that should have been on the website.
Did you not know, had you never performed there
No.
before? Oh, okay.
And it was like if you just reserved the free ticket, they're like, you can stand in the back. I was like, oh, this seems like a sitting down activity, historically speaking. But no, it's going to be it's a newer club. It opened like 6 months ago.
Says here, is it difficult for you to find a place where you can go that will give you everything you need for an amazing night out? That apparently is rhetorical, because then it says, amazing drinks, tons of laughs, great vibes, incredible service, and affordable prices. You've turned to the right place. Big Laugh Comedy Club in Fort Worth is that place.
Yeah, I was reading the description this morning, and I'll continue. They not only guarantee the best night, but you're going to see one of the best comedians in the game. Jimmy Nelson, DFW legend.
When did that happen?
I didn't submit the copy.
Is that between the time we saw you
Legend?
Yeah, I've reached legend status in the past 3 months.
What do you think happened to Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman? Ooh, I think murder-suicide by the dog.
Okay. Yeah.
Little plot twist here.
He puts it in the Christmas card that year when he sends out his card for the family. I killed them all.
That's where the admission is.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know. Did they come out with
I mean, even if he
anything on
got murdered, right? He's 95, so are you that upset about it?
that? Yeah, ripe old age.
It's interesting. I mean, I guess if I've made it that far, I probably don't want to die at the hands of my spouse, no matter what, you know?
Are we fully taking the dog off the table?
But
I think so.
is it
yeah.
kids? Obviously, we're going to look into the kids' finances, and are they
Yeah.
hurting, need the money right now? They can't wait? Or was he about to write them out?
I felt
know?
bad. You see like the TMZ picture of the two daughters.
No.
They like went out to breakfast the next morning and were all smiles.
Like laughing?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Which,
tough.
you know, you never know how people feel, and maybe it's they don't see each other that often, and
Right.
you know, this was a cathartic moment for them.
Kind of recounting some of their favorite shared scenes from The Office, just cracking one another up.
Yeah.
I saw that the guy who found him, the neighbor, came out and was like, it was like he was, what was it, Timothy Treadwell documentary? Grizzly Man.
Yeah.
And at the end, the director's like, listens to the tape. He's like, never play this, never, that whole bit. The guy that found Gene Hackman,
I hated
his
that.
statement was like, I'll never discuss what I saw in there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, it's not Iwo Jima, bud. It's
Yeah.
Gene Hackman. I know what you found.
He was
It
95.
the degree to which Gene Hackman was dead.
That's why double autoerotic asphyxiation, separate door frames. You always use a spotter. That's a day one lesson. It's a shame that people have to learn it this way in such a public manner. But
So what? They both kick their separate doors.
yeah, they both have the belt around the loop over the
Uh-huh.
door frame, like you'd use a TRX gym.
Okay, like
You
the
know,
bands.
yeah, there's attachments for all sorts of things, but
They have made it a lot easier to kill yourself and your family than Benoit's day. Like all he had was the
who's
Bowflex.
Benoit?
Chris Benoit?
Oh my God, I already went down a perverted route. You familiar with the Benoit ball?
Of course.
Okay, that's what I thought. It was like the originator of that.
Okay. Well,
Chris Benoit Bowflex. I'm on the same page now.
I know we're about the same age and you're somewhat wrestling adjacent. So
Oh, yeah.
I thought a joke about workout equipment to kill your own family would have landed with you.
I apologize, Chris Benoit. Apologies to his estate.
It's fine.
I don't know if he's still with us or not.
Well, no, that was it.
He died.
Yeah.
Did he kill his family?
Yeah.
Man,
His response is
Hey,
laughter.
He was a wrestler.
see me do comedy. I get jokes. I do jokes, you know.
Anyways.
Again, he's just learning this, and I understand you're just trying to process it. It's difficult to take
Yeah.
in such a heavy.
Sometimes you use humor to cover up your feelings.
That's right.
So Big Laugh Comedy Club.
Yeah, picked all the openers. My buddy Dez is featuring Dez O'Neill. He's very funny. Got a listener of the show, George Brown. His
Interesting.
son, also George Brown, will be doing a little guest spot. He's a 18-year-old, just turned 18.
Wow.
He's in high school currently
Nice.
and is actually funny. It's not like sideshow thing of just a young
He
person.
doesn't have cancer. Or
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, one of those hacks.
Well, cool. Congrats, George.
Yeah, so
Zuh.
it'll be fun.
George is.
So my weekend check is very small, but we were off on Friday from airing a show. We were
Mhm.
very, very busy, though. I want to assure you. Like we had a call and then did some other stuff.
Yeah.
Long call.
It was a long
Just ask
call.
Blake.
Did that bother you guys? Too long?
No.
I just thought we kind of needed to cover all those things.
Yeah, no.
Where we discussed our pending trip to San Antonio. That's a fish now.
That's right. We're going to San Antonio for the Final Four.
Yeah,
Your old hoops heads over here.
The week of, I can't wait to see
Marquette.
good teams.
Might see Cooper Flag, maybe.
Might be hurt.
Can you name, give me one top 5 college basketball team? Any team in the top 5.
I know Kansas fell out,
Tech just beat them.
so I'm gonna say Duke. Flag. Duke's got to be top 5.
Let's see. I can't tell you the last time I had looked.
I'm gonna bet.
You're right. Duke is number 2.
I'm gonna bet Houston.
Houston's number 4.
I'm gonna bet.
You should quit while you're ahead.
Well,
so
I know
well.
Gonzaga's fallen off, but I bet they're still top.
What an idiot. Gonzaga's not even near.
Okay.
There's
Did
an SEC
Alabama
team
beat
in there
Tennessee the other day?
Yeah, is
Ooh,
Bama-
Alabama, Tennessee, right? That you said that
I
was
forgot
a big
who won that. It was
end of
down to the-
game.
yeah,
Tennessee 5, Alabama 6.
there we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Number 1. We can't get number 1. Auburn.
Who knew that? Yeah.
There we
Way to go.
Wow.
It is Auburn, and then Florida number 3.
SEC.
Yeah.
See, indeed.
So there you go.
But it's San Antonio. We got people down there in the surrounding areas. So we'll be doing a show down there that Friday. We just don't know where yet.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yep.
Or something. I don't
Yep.
know. What are you going to hit us up for? We'll be down there. Anyway, so Friday, or over the weekend, I ran into 2 Dumb Zone listeners in the wild, which I really need to tell you guys about because it isn't like I recognized them. I just want you guys to understand that
Put a couple numbers on the board for old Big Mac.
I'm a big deal out there. I was recognized Kroger Friday by a dude who got very excited to make the connection, and then we talked real quick and whatever. But we were being watched by an older lady, older hot.
Mm.
It was like right in that area where you walk in and walking out, and then she was getting her cart. But so she wanted to watch this interaction. And then afterwards, kind of had to know, who are you? Why is this guy all
That's
exciting?
yeah.
Excited to meet you. And I'm like, I don't, it's nothing. It's like and somehow she thought I was like, her interaction she took away from it was like I was a yoga instructor. Because he said dumb zone, and she thought that he said
Stretch
some other
zone?
zone that's around there.
There's a
and-
stretch zone near that.
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know.
I think you should start saying you're Elon Musk.
Do you think because of
You kind of have the outfit down on most days. Seriously, just like the black hat, you kind of have the tech
we're
look.
going dark MAGA here?
Dark Mac.
Oh yeah.
So then Saturday, I'm of course at the gym at 24 Hour Fitness. And at 24 Hour Fitness...
Wait, hold on. What did you tell her?
How
did you get at it?
I don't know. You know how it is. You've done that, right?
You said dumb zone, and then that just kind of
I'm like,
faded away.
oh,
And ended.
no, it's
Okay.
that I'm just with a
Because
different like she wanted to know why would a guy be excited? Oh, my gosh, I'm seeing you. I want to meet you. I
Yeah.
want to shake your hand.
The
It's
only
hard to
reason I asked
describe
is
because I didn't want to tell her we do a show. Or
So it's like
did it.
some of them are paid, but some of them there's ads.
It's like, well, where can I find your
okay,
show?
so the reason
it's
I
an
say
age
that
thing, right?
is when we used to work at the Ticket, that would happen a lot, and people would say like, "Oh, what is this about?" Like at a wife Christmas party or something. Somebody walk up and be like, "Oh, what it?" And you would say like, "Oh, I work for a radio show or co-host a radio show with the Ticket." 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, "I listen to the Fan."
Or at least
I've
they've
never
heard
heard of
of radio.
Or they'd be like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
But this lady,
I know, but what I'm
there's
saying
no way
is,
she's loading up a podcast.
no. But
or
in the
a
other
YouTube
scenario,
show.
people are very quick. They want to make sure you know I don't listen to that. I'm like, I wasn't asking like you to listen to it, but without fail, oh yeah, I tried that once. I didn't like it.
But if they're 40
Okay,
or 30, they know what a podcast is. Hey, I used to work in radio, trying to get a podcast going. They understand that part.
yeah.
But I was at my grandpa's nursing home, and one of his buddies asked me what I did.
No.
I froze.
Yeah.
I couldn't begin to explain. Used to work in radio. Now we do a podcast. What's it called? It's called The Dumb Zone. We get sued. It was just a pretzel.
That's tough. So now day 2, recognition, Dan.
So now I'm at 24-hour fitness, of course,
Rents due, baby.
which really is only open, I think, from like 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's really false advertising.
I don't know how they get away with that.
COVID probably killed it.
So, and 24-hour fitness is a wide variety of people. You've got your high school type kids. You've got your super olds. I kind of feel like I fit in the middle somewhere, certainly towards the older end of the spectrum. But then you have your real muscle heads, like this is what they do all the time. Then you got your guys just trying not to die and all that. Anyway, and then, there's some hot ladies, there's some hot dudes. So there's a hot dude. I don't know if he's in his 30s, I would say.
Real hot though.
But real, like, big.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the guys that's there for the free weights. There's, like, the whatever, you don't call them Nautilus machines anymore. The whatever, not free weights, the machines, but then there's the free weight guys. And so, and those guys I don't really interact with. I mean, I don't interact with anybody, really. But, everybody, that's the thing about the workout culture. If you experience this, like the gym culture, I've always likened it to the pot culture. Just cool people, usually, who are just letting you do your thing. Like, you can kind of just do your thing. You're in your little world, and I don't care what they're doing in their world, and they don't care what I'm doing in mine.
Sure.
Like, you might just stand there and just start doing jumping jacks or just doing something weird that if you were doing that here, you'd be like, what are you doing? But everybody there is doing something really weird. So, and everybody's really just usually very polite and nice, and, oh, can I do that? Yeah. Anyway, this big, real, beefy guy that you could only dream of being that strong.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of walks over, and often that will be is this your last set? Or something like that. And that's what I thought it was. So I took out my earbud, because this guy's motioning to me as I'm getting on the machine. And he goes, hey, which of these chicks here do you think are into fairy smut?
Nice.
And that's what I said. I was like,
I love
nice.
it.
Yeah.
I
All right.
love it. Yeah, Jimmy, we recently became aware of I guess fairy smut.
My wife loves that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what that is?
Oh yeah. What's the one?
The
big
Court
one?
of Thorn and
Court of-
Roses?
I always mess
Akatar.
it up. Akatar.
Yeah.
Someone else emailed me and they said they call it clit-lit.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more graphic. There's like dragon dudes stretching holes, and it gets
Yeah.
it
yeah.
gets aggressive.
We played a little bit of audio last week of apparently they stroke their wings, the male wings. All those type of scenes. Yeah.
It's not your mom's Danielle Steele with tender embraces.
No.
They're getting after it.
So anyway,
That's good for you. That's cool.
I didn't get his name because it's like the gym, and it's a take your earbud out and put it back in real quick type thing. So it's like,
Yeah,
shout
never
out
know
to
the move.
my buddy at the gym.
Yeah, you never know the move. I met a guy Friday night. We're down at a Harvest Hall, which is like the food hall area in Grapevine. Very good for families.
Yeah.
He'd been sitting there for probably 20 minutes. We're the only people out there. He's with 2 little boys. I'm with my kids and another family. And took until like the last 5 minutes he was there. He was like, hey, love the show. And I'm like, dude, I've been sitting here by myself for 45 minutes. Could have come over and said something.
Yeah, I think people are like, oh, I don't want to bother him. Like,
That's exactly what he said.
to me, though, I don't mind that at all.
Then I had a humbling experience on Saturday. I went to breakfast with our good friend Bob Sturm.
Oh, wow.
And the lady, there was a couple at a table, older couple next to us, and after we were getting up, they were like, "Excuse us, but didn't one of you work at a radio station?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, good." Humbled. But the other listener I ran into on Saturday was...
Bob, by the way, texted me. He loves the handoff.
Yeah.
He thought
Okay.
the handoff was great.
We had our first somewhat organized soccer game on Saturday. Like the first game of, hey, there's a practice during the week and we don't just show up beforehand. There's actual teams.
Chilly? No, it was pretty good weather.
It was warming up by daytime on Saturday. Yeah, it's fun, whatever. I immediately was thrown back into that place that I spent the first 18 years of my life 4 times a week, which is having adults yell at me from a sideline.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're not going to do... I don't know that I'll be yell at the kid. I'll do like, hey, that way. But the number of parents... Go! 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 Get the ball! Get the ball! Adrian! Get the ball! Go!
Yeah, I think soccer's the worst for
It's
that.
insane.
Because it never stops, and it's always the same thing. Just get the ball and run that way. That's your only advice for them.
Like, if Nora became separated from the herd, I would kind of walk over to that side of the field, and I'd be like, babe, ball. And she'd kind of, like, get back in. But just joining the cacophony of people from the sideline, kick it! Landry, kick it! Landry, kick it! Other way! Stop the ball! Stop it! It's just insane, dude.
It really is.
Like, I walked up, and I seriously was standing there like, holy shit, I haven't thought about this since I was a kid. This was just all you ever heard every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for your whole life. Choke up! Choke up! Scoot up in the box!
Yeah.
Scoot up!
Big one.
Scoot up!
Most I ever got yelled at was umpiring a 9-10-year-old softball game.
Yep.
I was like 14,
Yep.
and they had a scheduling conflict, or some guy didn't show up, and they were like, Jimmy, you're doing a softball game solo. And I was like, are there different rules? And they're like, it's kind of the same. You'll get it. I was like, all right.
Parents didn't love it.
One guy, being the reasonable adult, was just like, this kid's fucking up. And so he would kind of feel like, hey, this. And he was like helping me. And I didn't care which team won. There was a nice man helping. And then that turned into almost like a fist fight in the stands that I was on the other team's side.
Yeah.
Rigging this 9-year-old softball game.
Just trying to end it.
Yeah, there's big money in Vegas riding on the Ladybugs, taking a win here.
That's before I'm even not even to the like fan. When we typically talk about overzealous kids sports parents, we're talking about like arguing with refs or arguing with each other. I'm not even getting into that part of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just talking about the yelling instruction thing. And the best thing you can do is be like, man, that's really weird. When you're with your daughter's new friends and you don't realize they're just like normal people who also do that. So when you sit down, you're like, look at these weirdos. They just yell the whole game. And then
They start yelling the whole game.
yeah. But that's it's a wild scene. And then I was walking to the other side to go tell Nora something while she's on the bench, and then their coach, I was prepared to come in here and rip this morning. He was like, "Hey, dude, love the show."
The other team.
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, you've got quite the squad here." It was like 100 to 1.
Really?
Yeah, and he looked like a guy who was like, I mean, he was like ripped and stuff. I was like, "Dude, look at this guy."
No,
heard
we
his-
would.
Beefcake.
Yeah,
A lot of beefcakes out there listening right now.
cool joggers.
When I was coaching those little league games at various levels, there were certain times when this other team would just be running circles around us, but I actually, like, the kids were listening and stuff.
Oh yeah,
And I asked the guy if I can come to his practice and, like, just see what they do. Like, because I thought I was doing a good job. Like, you're just on the internet looking for practice things and, and then this guy's running the weave and all this. It's incredible.
yeah.
It's incredible. There is a very high level. It's kind of the same way there's a difference between umpires at different levels. There's a difference in coaching. If you got me
For
out
sure.
there, you're just trying to get through.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
good attitudes around.
Trying to get
Yeah.
him to stand in the right place, and really that's all I'm concerned about. So I don't think it makes you a douche parent if you run over and you're like, hey, run that way. Does that play, Blake? Because I can sense your distaste.
Well,
there.
no, I'm just sitting here quietly because I've been going to my nephew's soccer games every weekend, get Brooks out of the house, and I've got some observations. And I really don't want to be that parent yelling at him, but I can feel that I'm going to be.
It just doesn't help.
It's inevitable.
Unless
It doesn't help the coach because the coach is trying to be the voice that they hear.
I know.
Yeah, and that needs to be their only voice.
And I felt like when I was doing it, I was only helping the coach. Like the coach was focusing on the action, and my kid had drifted away from that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, just back over there.
Yep.
And then just kind of stay over there.
And you wouldn't do that for another kid, though, that was drifting, right?
No. So that's the thing.
You got to let losers lose. They don't learn.
The one whose dad isn't there.
Oh.
So a couple other quick things. I paid a guy $50 to help me move a couch yesterday.
Off what? You got some app?
Yeah.
Craigslist?
No, but
Cool.
it's, there's a million TaskRabbit and all the like. This is basically just if you just don't have friends. I imagine this is probably pretty popular in the land of transplants. But my neighbor was golfing, and I really needed to move a couch. And they just dropped it off outside my house. I'm like,
A new couch?
yeah.
I think the move is Uber eats a sandwich,
Oh.
then tip the guy $20 to help you move. So you've probably saved $11.
Yeah.
You have a
You have a
sandwich,
sandwich.
and the couch is inside.
And maybe a friend.
Maybe a lifelong friend.
Maybe
Now,
a
is this
friend.
the new
He'll lean and go, love the show.
Jake office above the garage?
Yeah. Now, can I tell you how
You got a new couch, huh?
I'll tell you how we arrived at paying someone. So Friday, there were some crews over there working, and I was like, all right, when I get back at the end of the day, I'm gonna pay one of them to help me. But when I got back, there was like 6 or 7 guys out there working, and I had 120. And I couldn't, in my mind, work through how I was going to select. Like, was it like a T-shirt cannon?
Yeah.
Or like a piñata, or like a veil?
Do like the rose thing.
Yeah.
Like a ceremony?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I ended up just like,
You just walk
Not
around
doing
feeling
it.
their backs like
it's like it's the
Yeah.
you seem
like it's the
strong-
draft.
yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
yeah,
a
have them do
smile.
a quick little combine.
And then the other thing I did is I took the very rare move of no sporting event related, just got together with 4 or 5 buddies and just watched TV for a couple hours on Saturday afternoon.
What'd y'all watch?
Rugby
That's
and
sporting. It's very specific.
and a series of YouTube compilations of like ski accidents.
Hell yeah.
Now, why didn't you incorporate that into your, oh, hey, guys, will you help me move the couch?
Well, we were going to a buddy's house who doesn't have kids.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but what this turned into...
Oh, you didn't do that at your house?
No, but what this turned into, though, is we span about 6 or 7 years of graduating classes. Plus, we have maybe a couple people with older brothers, younger brothers. So just looking at the full span of like a decade of people that went to the same high school. And we just started going through the dossier of people that have been in the news that we knew. That's a fun one. You're going to get your basic, like, DUI that was big enough to make a news, but you got a couple of, embezzlements or money laundering or teacher-student sex, obviously, we've talked about. And we were laughing because, so there was a guy that was a year or so older than me. We did this story on the news. He killed his father-in-law. His father-in-law met up with him, and the son, the guy that I went to my high school, he wanted him to sign, I guess, divorce papers, and the husband wouldn't do it. He killed him, right? So even when you kill someone, you're still out during the trial a lot of times. And we were laughing because in between the time that this murder happened and when the guy was sentenced to 23 years, which I believe was last month, he had commented on Facebook on a buddy of ours post, the description of which I basically think the guy commented like, looks delicious, and it was just a fresh salsa recipe that the guy...
He's thinking about what he's going to be missing out on,
If you were
So you're
staring
just-
at 23 years,
You got a capital murder.
what do you do?
I mean,
Look up fresh recipes.
that's what's so funny. If
Do you
put it in
try
that
to-
like live normal? We were saying,
No, do you
like,
try to move to Mexico and go off the grid and
God, it's
just
got to be so hard, man. Especially like it might not be hard for you right now, but once you have a murder charge, it's got to be impossible.
Oh, this is alleged, just in case this ever happens, and now I'm a credible flight risk. boy, 23 years.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking about leaving town.
Yeah, no. I
know?
mean, I'm thinking about leaving Earth.
Yeah, but
You know,
could
I'm
you
thinking
get
about-
like? Would you go across the border somewhere? Or does that make you stand out more? Or
Dude,
you
I
go
mean,
across
you
the
probably
border
got an
north?
ankle monitor, right? So like, you have a number of.
Well, once you can clip it off and bolt, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Flip it off, and right away though, they're alerted right that second.
Yeah, I
So
saw
you got to have your.
you need to be at the border when you take it off.
Tommy Lee Jones is coming after that ass.
Yeah, dude, I don't think I stand a chance.
And you're off. You obviously can't. You don't have any money, any access to money except cash, whatever cash you can get.
Also, you do have like the dynamic of anybody that you ask for help, your loved ones, for example, you're making them an accessory to whatever. So now you could be jamming them up too. So you're pretty much lone wolfing this thing. But I can tell you what I wouldn't do is just see my buddy pick some fresh tomatillos and made a salsa and just be like, that looks amazing.
I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to live your life as normal as possible up to that point.
I mean,
Or-
and that's the psychology behind it that was interesting to me is that you're just like, look, I'm just going to live it like it's normal. And if I end up going away for the rest of my life for a very noteworthy murder,
And how old is he? 40 or so?
40, 41,
23. Maybe you get
Good
parole,
behavior.
15 years. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Did he ever sign the divorce papers?
it's a great question. I don't know. Is there a code against firefighters in prison? Like, is there like there is for cops?
I don't think so. We're the good ones, man.
Yeah.
You know, we don't rough up minorities on a regular basis. So
Boy, man, ever since 9/11, everybody wants to be a firefighter.
I know, right?
You're so lucky that 9/11 happened.
Never forget.
Got back after flag football yesterday too. Just wanted you to know the boys are okay.
It's like the WNBA. Another season
Another
started up.
season.
New QBs doing okay?
Beat the God Squad.
Oh, you won.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had expected
day.
a loss.
Big day. Big day. Boys are back.
The squad's
Windy
together.
day.
Very windy.
I was
Comfortably
actually
so.
thinking about that when I was out taking a walk. How is this affecting Jake's game? Because I had talked to you when you were on your way to the game. Like,
It did
you know,
affect it. It did affect it. How were the Cardinals?
We split. A little shalom split. Did power one through the wind though.
You did.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you just brag about hitting a home run?
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to win.
The same wind that affects his little football, I was able to power my softball through it and over the fence.
I really feel like I wasn't
Sure
doing
that
a chow win.
It possibly carried it, though.
God, is there anything gayer
To
than
you,
two
it's-
guys arguing about what's more manly, softball or flag football?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tough guys.
There was once a day I vowed I would never play softball because
You were a hardball guy.
baseball. Yeah. Like those are.
Yeah.
Join a
pussy.
men's league.
You know,
He
you can say
did.
pussy on Saturday Night Live now.
Yeah, I guess I did notice that. You've always been able to.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, as we said, there's lots of words over the years that
Yeah, Will Ferrell has said the N word, right?
Blake and I halfway thought that when they did SNL 20, was it 25? When he did Goulet? He came out as Goulet recently.
Yeah.
And that was going to be my ultimate Trump thing. Because did you guys see, like, so I'm keeping a list of stuff that's okay now because Trump won. Like, the Bucks are putting John Gruden back in the Ring of Honor.
Hell yeah.
I saw
They're
that.
like, all right, well,
Maybe
cool
those
now.
guys shouldn't have been acting gay.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have thought about that.
Yeah.
before.
So, like, if Will Ferrell just came out there in SNL 50 and just dropped the N-word
I was watching
like he did in 1998.
him on Conan did that bit.
Yeah.
Hard R.
Did he? He did the in on
on
Conan?
Conan.
I know you said
Who did?
Will
Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell.
Wow.
I was like, this hadn't been making the rounds
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't pop up. I mean, Stern on blackface pops up now and again. Jimmy Kimmel obviously does.
I'm calm alone. It was funny. Is Trump's in? Are we allowed to say that was funny?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
The
Jimmy,
Karl Malone to
Jimmy, we got that poster over there last Thursday.
the movie one.
Yeah. You ever seen it? The Goodfellas?
I have seen Goodfellas. It's
Well-
been a minute. That's one where they're in
Wait.
prison, right? And it's awesome.
Well, Dan,
When they do go to prison, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan asked me to watch it over the weekend, and I did.
Oh,
I'd never seen it, and
dude, wasn't it Pavlov's birthday the other day?
when Dan says something, do
Oh.
something, I do it.
That right, Ivan Pavlov. So yeah, and I guaranteed. I said, "There's no way that you will not like this movie."
Well,
Would you agree with that assessment?
It's a
For
good
any
movie.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any
I would.
real man. So
Oh,
that's the caveat I
Right.
should have put on
Okay.
it.
We got a coin toss here.
So, in his words, he asked me to stop watching my violin movies and watch Goodfellas. So, I did put down the Lindsey Sterling this weekend, and I plowed through the 2.5 hours of Goodfellas. Had to do 2 sittings.
It's long.
It is. And I
She
remember watching, I remember watching Godfather for the show, and I thought it was okay. I watched The Sopranos. I made it through a season. Wasn't really capturing everything. The one thing I remember was Uncle Junior not wanting people to find out he ate puss. That was my main takeaway.
You pretty much got the whole
Yeah,
point of the show.
Yeah, kind of the whole thing.
That covered.
Fade to black. Or cut to black.
So I'm not well versed in the whole mob thing.
You think that'd make it better because you're not worn out of it.
Yeah.
There's been too many of them.
And Goodfellas was excellent.
There it is.
There we go.
Really, really liked it. The best mob thing I've ever seen. And now that I've seen it, I now want to watch Sopranos again.
Like The Godfather it's classic, but it's also, that's what it is. It's kind of classic. It's the old-timey
style.
story. Yeah. Everything about it is almost overplayed.
Yeah, I didn't.
Whereas, the shooting of Sonny at the toll booth or something, it's just so unrealistic, but it's. Whereas like Goodfellas stabbing that guy in the trunk, like that's how it works. He
Yeah,
didn't really die.
I didn't really connect with Godfather, but flipped on Goodfellas, and you're right. It's the 3 of them driving. They hear rattling. What is that? A flat tire. Open it up, and then I'm thinking, what are they going to do? And then Pesci just pulls out the biggest knife I've ever seen and just cleans him up. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm in.
And you saw later where he got that knife
Yeah, so the first,
for the paw, the hoof.
born in 91, the first thing I'd ever seen Joe Pesci in was Home Alone. So really weird for me to go from Home Alone Joe Pesci to this.
Not like
But-
Gone Fishing. I bet you saw that too.
Where I had the
Danny
opposite.
Glover.
No.
Because I think he was in, what did I see him in? What's that boxing movie with De Niro? Raging Bull.
Yeah.
He's in that. And he's kind of the same guy. He's in everything, right? The Casino, that boxing movie, But then, yes, that was really weird then to see him in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Or My Cousin Vinny or something.
Right, yeah, so I went backwards. But he was a firecracker. I think he was my favorite character.
You like the funny how, of course?
Yeah,
Like, ha-ha, funny? Funny,
Yes.
like a clown?
yeah. And I was legit bummed when he walked in because he thought he was getting made and no one was in the room and they shot him. That really-
What?
I'm not spoiling anything.
Oh.
That was a big,
That's
that was a
Goodfellas.
meme. I sent it to Brian Curtis. I didn't think it was overworked, but just jokes were overworked about Zelensky walking into the White House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
That works. You know, Dan has had they had Henry Hill in for like an hour.
No way. I actually started looking into him.
The real Henry Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Was he live or was it on the phone?
It was live.
Wow.
It was live it was live. It wasn't on the phone.
Dang. Yeah, I need to go back and hear that.
And then the book is awesome, dude. It's called Wise Guys. It's not called Goodfellas.
Interesting. Okay.
But it expands. Like, if you read the Godfather book, I had seen the Godfather a million times, read the book when I had COVID. In like 2 days, it's the exact movie. There's really not a lot of variation from it. But Wise Guys is a true story. It wasn't fiction. And there's so much more. So I highly recommend that if you want to put down your fairy smut.
he knows what to say. No, but yeah, him beating up Billy Batts and shooting Michael Imperioli, like those were all shocking moments.
Spider.
Yeah, Spider. I did enjoy the crossover, like De Niro's in all of these kinds of things, but seeing Imperioli was cool. Seeing Dr. Melfi as the wife was cool.
Aaron.
Which, Jake, I don't know if you saw the documentary. That might have been while you were away. But hearing that they originally wanted her
Yeah.
as Tony's wife, But then she said no, and she ended up being the therapist. I thought that was cool because I don't know. I don't want to see her in the same role in two different things. I did want to play you one piece of audio that I marked.
From Goodfellas.
Yeah. And I had marked this.
This pleases me, by the way. I'm very happy.
Good. I pulled this before seeing the ending.
Whoa.
Because Ray Liotta's character, they were selling cigarettes and then they got caught, and so he's got to go to court. And, obviously they pay the judge off. He gets off clean, and he's walking back, and De Niro kind of grabs him, and he thought De Niro's going to be really mad at him because he got caught. But he was actually really proud of him because he did what he was supposed to. And up until that point, I don't remember Paulie, the big guy, ever saying anything. And I'm pretty sure this was his first line in the movie. So I pulled the De Niro 2 rules that you never break and Paulie's first words, not knowing how the movie was going to end.
Congratulations.
Here's your graduation present.
Listen, what for? I got pinched.
Everybody gets pinched, but you did it right. You told them nothing, and they got nothing.
I thought you'd be mad.
Man, I'm not mad. I'm proud of you. You took your first pinch like a man, and you learned the 2 greatest things in life.
What?
Look at me. Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
Then they walk out.
Here he is.
Oh, you broke your cherry.
First line in the movie, oh, you broke your cherry. But yeah, I was sitting on that audio, and then the very ending, of course, is him going into witness protection and outing the 2 of them. And that was a pretty great scene where he's like, do you know this guy? And he points at them and zoom in on their face and their anger. And then I went back to these 2 rules that he broke. And I don't know, it was awesome. Thank you for the recommendation. And now that poster is awesome now that I've seen the movie. And I'm glad I'm Joe Pesci.
What'd you do this weekend, Clayton? I feel like Clayton ingests a lot of media over the weekend.
Yeah. It does a bit of soaking.
Business Friday, big day with the accountant. Got to explain to a complete stranger what the Dumb Zone is and what No Puppet Productions is. So that was a very hard change in the conversation.
Did he scold you for
No,
leaving your other
it was
job?
a lady, and it was just like, okay. I was just like, it's a podcast.
Not a very good one. Should have said that.
Oh, y'all stop
Yeah, I'm
it.
going to say that. Yeah. I gave up a life for this, but yeah, okay. Saturday, we had a big wrestling day.
What does that mean?
Elimination Chamber.
He put a singlet on.
WWE Elimination Chamber.
Oh, is this where Cena turned heel?
Yeah, it was sick. Crushed the hopes and dreams of all those Make-A-Wish kids that he helped over the years. I think he has the record for most Make-A-Wishes. And
I think Shane Gillis has talked about that.
For sure.
And he turned heel on Cody Rhodes, so that was a big day. A lot of people saw it coming, but hey.
This has been the weekend check with Clayton. Big wrestling weekend.
Yeah, and then almost had to call Hulu on Sunday.
Call.
The Grammys, or not the Grammys, the Oscars was not streaming. Hulu made a big deal about the Oscars being streamed on Hulu, and their site was down. So I followed the Oscars on Twitter and celebrated Texas Independence Day. Smoked meats.
So is Hulu your live TV subscriber?
That is who I use, yes.
Okay, not YouTube TV or something.
No. Big PlayStation View guy back in the day. Loved that.
Yeah.
Loved PS View, man.
Yeah.
Solid interface.
That was the best one.
Yeah. And had to switch to Hulu once they got rid of their stuff.
How much is Hulu a month?
I wouldn't know.
It would probably be better to do Hulu than, because I have the Hulu ESPN Disney bundle.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But if I added live TV to that, I could not have YouTube TV.
Got to replace it. Yeah.
Well, the Hulu live TV would replace that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does that get all the sports channels, or at least the ones I want? The Does it get all the Laker games? That's really what I
Well, you get all the Laker games now.
because of a purchase you made over the weekend?
You might have seen the email confirming. Yeah, I Spectrum News or Spectrum Sports. I paid for the Lakers package after you canceled the Mavs one. I figure, well, let's get us back on budget. So we have all the Lakers games now. I needed to get some audio from the game last night.
I feel like we're Luka fans.
Yeah, I watched the game last night. So I just want to, but let's recap. He almost called Hulu,
and then just decided
wrestling was on.
I'll just look at Twitter.
He saw an account, and I almost called Hulu.
Cena turned heel. I didn't have time to get on the phone.
Yeah,
a 45-minute phone call.
I just gave up. I was beaten. It was Sunday night. I had belly full of smoked meats. And I was like, I got on Twitter and I already saw that there were enough people sending death threats and angry remarks towards Hulu's way. And I was like, I don't really feel like getting on the phone. I'm going to go watch the news.
What's your full Oscar review, real quick?
Kieran Culkin, hilarious as always.
He's a treasure.
He is.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
We all thought it was Macaulay all these years.
No.
And then we've been hiding this guy.
The bit with the firefighters, they had them up on stage doing a whole bit, and he goes, our hearts go out to all the people lost their homes in the fires, specifically talking about the producers of Joker 2. And that basically just brought the whole room to tears laughing. Conan did a really good job. Thought he did a great job.
I watched his monologue yesterday. Yeah. It was funny.
And that was, the winners, I kind of already knew who was going to win. You could kind of tell the way it's the last one, so it's kind of like you already kind of know, who's winning for what. But yeah, it was.
Is Oscar still so white?
I have no idea.
Conan fixed that.
Yeah, it's now translucent.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to it at all. Although I do think the firefighter sketch is a good idea. Have them yell offensive stuff. That's good.
All right. Well, there is a weekend check brought to us by Elite Rides DFW. Sports today. Wait, that's not sports. What am I doing? Can you cut that out? No.
Yeah, I'll mark it.
We'll say sports is brought to us by Qualis Roofing.
Qualis Roofing.
And they'll take you to Bueno.
They might. I don't know. Hit them up. 500-9008. 817-500-9008. It's QualisGC.com. Get you a roof. They didn't do the roof here at Fox 4, but at the Den, when we're at the Den, they did the roof at the Den.
They've done my house. They've done, I don't know, it seems like hundreds of listeners. They might be getting into the thousands soon.
They may be, because any listener that gets a roof with Qualis, of course, they'll get a $690 on your behalf. You can come hang out. Get a roof inspection. They'll give you a DumbZone t-shirt for free. Roof inspection is very important, according to the nerds at the insurance company, but they decide what's important. So let Qualis take care of that for you. QualisGC.com. It is Qualis Roofing, Dan.
This is the one we meant to hit.
Yeah. You knew he was going to do it. You think it was hard to watch when he was going?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
1 for 9? And he was playing like ass. He still hasn't even really had a supernova one yet.
No.
It was not good for my psyche that I got up and watched basically both of those games, both Lakers-Clippers games this morning.
Jesus
Christ.
He's hitting last second of the shot clock threes, fade away.
He's yelling at the crowd.
He's just that cocky guy that we know. We know it. We've seen it a million times. We've seen it on Tuesday nights, whatever. But they're all kind of experiencing it for the first time, and we're living through them now. My prediction of all this, are you locked into the face of the league talk? Are you familiar with?
The king.
That's kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, who's going to be the next face of the league and all that kind of stuff, and LeBron. I feel like Luka being in LA can elevate him to that. because he's so fun. He's good looking. He just looks like he's having but he can be that killer a-hole. Like Anthony Edwards, I don't see any of that. He's fun too, but I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough to transcend the sport. I think Steph Curry became good enough to transcend the sport.
Yeah, we'll see.
And all of a sudden, Steph Curry was kind of the face of the league. Maybe back and forth with LeBron, maybe both of them together. But he was like that good. Kobe certainly was for a while. But like if LeBron and Steph retired right now, who would you say? I'm saying Luka is the number one option to morph into face of the league because he is in LA. He's extremely fun. The Lakers are kind of like the story of the day every day, not just because LeBron is on the team. They're the Cowboys of the NBA, where that's just always going to be the thing. And then he's going to be there every night. He's going to be on TNT as much as legally possible for their contract or, whatever.
It's really just a matter of he doesn't speak English as well as maybe you'd hope. Anthony Edwards you could see him doing like Space Jam or whatever. But outside of that, I mean, I've thought Luka would be the next guy anyways.
But Steph,
Even
to
if he
me,
had stayed
it
in
isn't like
Dallas.
because of things I heard Steph say. I'm not even positive about his voice. It's the way he plays. It's night-night. It's the cockiness.
And Jokic doesn't really have that. Jokic is endearing.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Tim Duncan was a machine, and it just never stuck. Maybe if Jokic had a media conglomerate behind him pushing all of his games, possibly he could become that. But he's also just not that fun. Like, he's not wagging his finger, right? He's not like Luka is. He's yelling at fans. Did you see when he walked into the Clippers huddle?
No.
That's endearing. That's wonderful. Like, so the Clippers are huddling up, and Luka kind of just walks over and, like, gets in and his hand's on Harden's shoulder and leans in and like Harden's like, hey man, like he's all mad, like and Luka's just laughing like this little kid who just got away with something. And
I mean that sounds cool.
That's awesome.
It sounds okay, but Anthony Davis has his own prank show. So you want to go jokester for jokester.
And they only gave him that because he lives in LA and he lived in LA and there wasn't any rush to get Anthony Davis national pub because he's so fun-loving and.
Oh well, trust me, they're gonna force that on us.
That was kind of that Anthony Davis thing was kind of like a Belichick tour, like we're trying to soften Belichick and make him likable and all that, and like Anthony Davis doing a prank shows. Not that we think he's just nothing. He's there. He's a guy. He's a good player, often injured.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucked. It sucked watching him do his thing.
It's the worst trade in NBA history, and I'm thinking these are the worst. This is the worst owner in NBA history. Because I was driving to work today thinking of Ted Stepien, who had like a rule instituted so that other owners couldn't be as bad of an owner as Ted Stepien. He was the Cavs owner in the 1980s, and what he did is traded like every first-round draft pick they had for just older players or guys he had kind of heard of, and it just didn't work out well at all. It really helped the Mavs of the 80s, though, stock their draft picks. And they instituted a rule that you can't trade consecutive year draft picks. It's the Ted Stepien rule. I don't know if they overtly call it that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
But he didn't trade away. Like, you didn't have Jordan and then go, you know what? I don't like his attitude. I'm going to trade this guy. Like, you had the one that you're always trying to find and then traded him. So I'm sorry.
No, it pisses me off. It pissed me off watching him be happy again, even though that's what I want. Once I saw it last night and over the weekend, it just pisses you off all over again. He's talking trash to the crowd. Here's one from Lakers television that I don't like that they're running with this. Is it not going to play, Blake, on the sports? Nothing is really going right for me today over here, fellas.
Now J.J. Redick and the Lakers, again, the amazing record that they have had against teams over 500. They were not beaten in February by a team over 500. That's a rainbow by the Don.
Zoo did a good job of
I
stepping
like the
out.
Don.
They're leaning into it big time.
Rainbow by the Don.
The Dawn.
Yeah.
That was either his first or second three of that game, and he
I've
made
heard that
4 or 5
before.
more. He loves it. The Dawn. And it feels
Wait, Luca loves it?
no
or
their
okay.
TV guy, yeah, and it feels very cheesy LA-ish. The Dawn. But just listening to those two guys over the weekend call, and then Friday night it was Mark Jones. Treated to a Mark Jones game and just marveling at him and LeBron playing together. And I went and looked that stat up that I was telling you about the other day. We didn't have a show on Friday. If you just look at the quality of passes LeBron has gotten from Luka, it's the best he's ever had in his life. Every time you look up in last night's game, Luka's throwing one at 50 feet down the floor, and LeBron's just laying it in. It's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch Quentin Grimes go for 40. And for the Mavs to get destroyed in the second half by a Bubs team. Everything is going as bad as it possibly could right now.
Did you see the story that indicated Quentin Grimes
asked for the trade
after they traded Luka?
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be with the franchise anymore.
Respect.
I got to wonder. Yeah, and they had a chance to get out of that trade, and they didn't.
Yeah. After the Caleb Martin thing? Yeah.
I got to wonder how this offseason's going to go. Because, yeah, it's true. People did want to play with Luka. He improves their numbers.
Everybody. Dorian. And that's another thing that's making this Lakers thing hard is Dorian's playing a lot. It's like watching Dorian and Luka out there for big moments over the last couple games. I'm like, damn, this is easy for me to root for, actually. Dorian and Luka.
Why don't they just add Boban?
I'm down.
If they want to rub it in. Maybe Cuban becomes a minority owner of the Lakers.
Fine. The funniest outcome now, and it's what I want to happen, I want the Lakers to win it this year.
Oh, yeah.
The funniest possible outcome. And they can win it. They'd have to get stupid.
Well, you know
hot
why
from
they
three.
can?
They have like a guy
they
who
have
wins
Luka.
the playoffs.
Yeah, because they have that's
serious
the
size
reason that
issues,
they would say
rebounding, but
in any series that the Mavs were not favored in, they would say, yeah, but they do have Luka, so you just never know.
Yeah.
If what's the old adage? What team has the best player? Like the best player in the series. If you have that, then you have a chance to win that series. And every series that the Mavs were ever in, they always had the best player in the series.
Well, this sucks.
Remember those days? Like a month ago?
Yeah.
A month or 2 days
one
ago?
other thing that I was going to tell you that because I was listening to our friends at Locked On Lakers, there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. Give up. But when he wins an MVP next year, no matter how much we're all like, yeah, they were just in the finals with him. And yeah, he was playing decent defense at times. All of it. It's just going to be, it all changed when he went to LA. Because I can already hear people saying it. I can already see it look how locked in Luka looks on defense. Like he does that all from time to time when he wants to. This is how it goes with him. You're already seeing, look how much skinnier he looks. No matter what happens, it's not going to be about Dallas. He's a Laker. He'll be a lifelong Laker. The fact that he was in Dallas will be a footnote and nothing more than hey, remember when he started his career with those also-rans and had to figure it out?
Well, let me just ask you.
That's what it's going to be.
Let me ask you about Kareem. Where did Kareem play?
Right. Yeah, so, I mean.
He was with the Bucks for quite a few years.
Nobody cares.
No.
That's what we are. Sorry.
You know why Kareem left?
It's true.
Because they
didn't have enough black people there, right?
Kareem asked to. Yes. That's one thing. If the guy wants to leave.
Yeah. And shit, dude. I mean, you know how much human trafficking of Luka were like, I want more Slovenians there? I would have gotten involved. Could have made that happen. I like how every time we do a Luka thing now, like this is how he gets.
Yeah.
I don't know like what's coming next on the show because it's like
it's sad.
Damn. I know. I feel you.
As someone that frequents y'all's Reddit periodically, a lot of Luka. Everyone's upset. It's not good out there.
You haven't had any Luka-related calls?
Well,
Can you frequent something periodically?
That was a stupid thing to say, wasn't it? Yeah. See me on Thursday. I'm an idiot.
Way to get him, Dan. No, any Luka-related calls?
Yeah.
You just can't.
But
okay,
I'll tell you off air. Allegedly.
Huh.
Okay.
It's wildly specific.
Okay.
Interesting. Elsewhere in sports, what am I reading about Trayvon Diggs possibly being on the block? He's not even healthy, right?
No, Steven had some comments. I don't have them in front of me here, but the big news, it's Osa could be today or tomorrow, right, Blake?
Yeah.
Have you seen the number on that? You know what?
It seems extremely high.
$20 million a year.
Do you feel like he's worth that?
I think you got to do it.
Do you think would he get that on the open market? That's the question.
I think so. Yeah, I think you would, and at some point you got to do Micah solid and keep some of the guys that he
like. They've never really invested into the interior defensive line, right?
No,
which is everyone always says. You can win championships without good interior offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, just getting run through in the middle. I don't think
fine.
a team that gets smacked up front as much as they do can't afford to just start over at that spot. He's worth it. Just as a big number for a guy that, he plays one of the positions where you're not often like, boy, that guy's worth $20 million a year. The Trayvon Diggs thing I saw was basically like a guy from one of the contract websites just going through the way that his deal is, and it's set up that they could get away from him pretty easily. And yeah, he's hurt. He's not supposed to play until midway through this year.
Yeah, and remember there was controversy surrounding his injury because they were unhappy that he got injured again.
Yeah,
because I think he was rehabbing another injury. So yeah, there's a lot of bad around him right now.
What about his kid?
I was gonna say
and everything.
How long until Dan brings up Aiden, his slightly annoying kid? He's this is
he's not that annoying. It's just the media's over infatuation with him once he burst on the scene. We just got over Aidened.
This is a very analytical
but he'll turn
scenario.
13
Our friends
and
here, they
will
work
care.
in business analytics. My really analytical take. This is some proprietary data. Trayvon Diggs gives me the ick.
He doesn't slap.
Like in general, just as a teammate and as a guy, like as a leader, that whole Mike Leslie thing was weird as hell. He just seems like he gets shook or he's tweeting about, at fans and stuff too much. He just seems, I don't know. I've never really thought, boy, this is a guy you can definitely build around. Very talented player.
Yeah. I got the ick around the time he liked a video of a man or a female wearing a fake penis and like if you want to suck it, and Trayvon Diggs liked it.
And see, I was not even bringing that up.
Good, clean fun.
That is
also has some opinions about the moon. Thinks there's a military base on the other side of it.
Hell yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, if the moon were made of cheese, would you eat it?
What was it specifically, Blake? It was that all the pictures of the moon are the same or something?
Yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure he said, how come we only see the same side of the moon?
Yeah. How come it always same size, something? But you know what I mean, though, right, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just doesn't. Like, for example, Jalen Ramsey is a guy who's a DB, who's flashy, who talks a lot of shit. And I think you go to war with Jalen Ramsey 8 days out of the week. Whereas Trayvon Diggs has never.
No.
He just never really seemed like the guy that you're like, all right, we're building around that.
Doesn't want to tackle.
What draft pick do we have?
12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
It's where Micah was picked.
Do we have who are we talking for that first one? Are we in Travis Hunter range?
No.
Ashton
He's gonna be like top
Genty.
4.
Please no.
You don't want him?
No, I don't want a running back in the top 15 picks.
Well, this is some hot draft debate that I did not expect to break out today. But no, they could.
Too soon.
The Trayvon Diggs deal, as I understand it, is pretty sweet, and that they can get out of it when they want, which is how you'd like to structure deals like that.
As far as the Osa deal, the problem with it is if they do sign him, they're going to point to that as, you said we didn't do anything in free agency.
We're all in by keeping our guys.
We locked him up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Commanders went and got Debo for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I don't know what that's worth. He's an interesting study because he had that one great year.
I'd like to take a shot. I mean, if I'm going to be throwing around picks, I'd rather it be
but
on
a fifth
him
round
than
pick,
Jonathan
sure.
Mingo.
If you're going to do a fifth round pick, why not?
Yeah.
But
the money.
He's had 1 year of 1,400 yards. He's never gone over 1,000 yards in any other season.
He's a fun, I like the versatile players.
But yeah, the ability to
fun.
use him in different ways, that doesn't seem like something the Cowboys want to do.
That doesn't seem like something Mike McCarthy would want to do. It seems like you're forgetting that it's shoddy time.
Well, I was reading about shoddy. I was reading a shoddy article this weekend. It might have been actually about Ashton Genty, and he was talking about running. And tell me if this is a cocky statement. Schottenheimer says, quote, "I got in trouble for letting Russ cook a little bit back in Seattle," joking about his emphasis on Russell Wilson in the passing game that led to his departure with the Seahawks. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to run the football. So is he trying to tell us
he's the Russ Cook guy?
Yeah, he's the reason that when Russ was doing real great in Seattle, I mean, who was the OC? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little much.
It was me? That's right, it was me.
I don't like a guy named Schottenheimer saying, let him cook. I don't like that one bit. Is that code switching, as the kids call it?
Turn up the heat.
Yeah, just Schottenheimer. What's up, fam?
That's a good place to end that.
Okay.
Sports, at least.
My other sports story. I did have one quick one. Did you guys know who Jordan Schultz was before the weekend?
The brother of the tight end?
Oh, no. Is he the announcer? Or
he's an NFL
newsbreaker?
insider.
Yeah. That got in a fight with, what's his name?
Yeah, and he's Jordan Schultz. You've probably seen him around, Blake. He's done some stuff for ESPN. He's done some stuff for Fox Sports. And he got into a source-off. He got into a in-person altercation with Ian Rappaport over whether or not Tom Brady had actually invited Matt Stafford to Montana or whether or not they ran into one another. Which is pound for pound like the whitest argument you can have.
But it does make you remember that one-off season, supposedly Sean McVay ran into Matt Stafford in the Bahamas or wherever, and all of a sudden they're making the trade.
So
That's traveling. I like that.
They got into an argument, these two NFL insiders, in the lobby of the Starbucks in Indianapolis for the Combine. But the interesting part was that because of this, I found out that Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports is the son of Howard Schultz of Starbucks.
Yes.
Which I did not know.
No.
It's kind of like Groove.
Got to help.
Like, that is the move. If you have a dad who just has infinite amounts of money, just go get one of the fun jobs that pays shit.
Yeah.
But just be a board op.
Arthur Smith.
His
dad owns FedEx or runs FedEx?
Yeah, but Arthur Smith, though, is like doing a hard job that pays a lot of money. Jordan Schultz is just like an NFL insider, which doesn't pay that well. But
Arthur Smith probably started as low-level coach that doesn't need
work your way up.
I'll just get paid nothing, get paid not even minimum wage.
And it says that he actually turned down like the business.
Getting into the coffee biz.
But that is probably the move, though, right? Like, you're still going to get the family money.
Yeah.
Without having to be, dealing with unions.
He's on the easier path.
Yeah. I like it.
So we can either break or...
Let's take a break.
Roll through... okay.
Jake has to pee.
The Dumb Zone.
No.
That was Dan burping.
No, that was the...
what are you doing, Jimmy?
Spokesman for Bear Fight Whiskey.
Bear Fight.
That's right. Finished in peat-smoked oak and sherry casks.
Who's Pete?
You don't know nothing about that.
This award winner is approachable and versatile, with notes of dried fig, red ripe apple, candied dates, sherry oak, and a whiff of peat smoke. Don't know who that guy is, but I love the way he smells. Bear Fight Kentucky Reserve, 90 proof Kentucky straight bourbon finished in Reposado tequila. Basically, this is awesome whiskey.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And here's to embracing your bear fights and raising a glass to all the bold challenges that come your way.
Mm-hmm.
What's your bear fight is what we ask you.
Rawr.
You can order Bear Fight Whiskey now at bearfightwhiskey.com, and that's a key.
So for some people, their
To-
bear fight might be like
Yeah, don't Google that one.
word associations on a game, a New York Times game. For others, it might be saving a life.
Yes, every morning I do the Wordle and things like
Okay.
that.
What's your start word?
Great, Grate.
I like
Because
that.
you use a lot of those letters
Yeah.
in many words. And then I'll go to pious if I need to.
Ooh, pious is a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was once pious.
Do they have lady firefighters?
Bearfightwhiskey.com. Now, don't put in bear fights. I did that this morning.
Oh, no.
Very important not to do that. But we really want to implore people, if you're going to support Bear Fight and the Dumb Zone,
Order it there.
go to bearfightwhiskey.com. Apparently, that's how they know that you heard about it from us.
Ooh.
If you get an order from Texas.
As a meathead, I appreciate Bear Fight as the name.
I know you do.
You said that, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
That
made
was my
for
gut
this guy.
reaction.
You look like a guy that would like a bottle of Bear Fight whiskey.
Yeah,
I'm going to get one for you
Okay, I'll take it.
next time you're in here.
Hell yeah!
That was a serious question, though.
Are there lady firefighters?
Yeah, how does it work?
Yeah, they're just like regular firefighters, just a little weaker.
If they don't do the playoffs?
Their wrists
Of
are just,
fire.
are just thinner, you know?
But I guess it's like with cops, it's not a big deal because they don't cohabitate it all together.
I think they kind of have gotten away in more modern fire stations where you have like bunk rooms with like 4 beds, where it used to be, and it's kind of, they're sectioned off each in a corner with cabinets, where it used to be like just 10 beds in a big room and you figure it out.
Yeah, it used to be more like basic training looking.
You can tell the older stations do have like a hallway guest bathroom or something that if there's a lady that works there, they're kind of like, that's Sarah's. Nobody take your morning dump in here.
Oh, I was thinking there was just one bathroom. It's not unisex?
A lot of them are. It's like a locker room, like
Yeah.
the old ones, because they assumed everyone was men, and then now they kind of have to find a place to give her some privacy.
Now, does she get confused and start dancing on it? And you're like, no, you have to slide down the pole.
She's up there again.
Just nature takes its course. and
They had a lady that was in Playboy that
course.
got hired on like 15, 20 years ago, and it was the Bubbas weren't ready for it.
the biggest
No?
I don't think she stayed around.
in Dallas?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
I don't remember. I gotta ask someone. We could Google.
Is that legend in the
It's legendary
in the firehouse?
Just yeah.
Which house do you work for?
I work for 33s in Oak Cliff, like off of Illinois and Vernon down there, kind of across the highway from the zoo.
We get a lot of action down there?
Yeah, we're a hot house the past 2 years. That's like the most fires in the city.
Really?
Yeah, it's fun.
Like a banner or?
They give you a little plaque.
Okay.
You get a plaque. You get to go to the award ceremony. You get to put your nice little suit on, as my mom calls it, my fire costume.
Okay.
Is there really a
Oh yeah, there's an awards banquet.
really?
Yeah. They do.
What are the various awards?
There's hot house. Then they do like just busiest single apparatus. And then there's like meritorious service awards. Like if you do something crazy, they'll give you a couple awards for that.
Like what?
There's a guy that like pulled a lady out or a kid out of like a storm drain.
Ooh, yeah.
And he was like a little guy, or the fireman was, and he like crawled way too long of a distance, like without ropes or anything, just to get a kid out. And they were like, 2 thumbs up to that guy. So he gets a pat on the back and a little plaque.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever won anything?
I have not.
Oh.
I have not. Yeah.
What if they asked you to MC it?
I'm MC. I wanted to say no to this so bad. But my buddy's dad is a Wichita Falls fireman. And he's a big funny guy. He comes out to shows. And he was just like, hey, will you host our annual banquet? And my immediate impulse was just like, fuck no. That sounds like an awful time.
Dude, now that they've billed you as, oh, you're the funny one, huh?
Yeah. So I
Be
am
funny.
in fact doing it.
Oh.
So
That's brutal.
We'll see how it goes.
Did you watch Shane on SNL?
I did.
Of course you did. Are you a Shane fan?
Yeah, I love Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
It's like the most famous guy doing it right now.
I went back and watched the live spot probably 5 times.
The monologue?
No, the live spot. Couple of beers.
Oh,
that was funny.
Or not live spot. The
ad.
The advertise. Yeah,
That was
pre-recorded.
good.
A little bump. A little bump.
Yeah. It felt like that was the most Shane bit that they did.
Yeah. I feel like calling out the races on the news.
That was awesome.
That's a good Shane.
Speaking
like we're
of-
leaning into this can be funny.
You mentioned student-teacher sex earlier.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, it's okay.
But you knew right away.
SNL has at least gotten to the point where they're like, it's not racist to point out that people who are different are known to do different things.
They've
at least gotten that back, and I think it's good.
That was as racy of a show that I've seen.
Yeah, and it's
like throughout, even the news, I don't know.
Well, dude, I mean, I told you a couple weeks ago when the fake ad was Oedipal arrangements. Which
Oedipal, like banging your
yeah,
or something?
it's just
mom.
You buy like the flower and candy arrangement for your mom, and the dad just in the background the whole time. Like, what the? I mean, that's out there.
That's funny.
I just thought the monologue was a little. I don't know. I've heard of those jokes.
No, the monologue
multiple times.
Did
now.
not
Seemed pretty mailed in.
Did not kill.
I thought he did better than the first one, where I heard a story about Louis. He was like asking Louis C.K. for advice. And because Louis C.K. famously just writes a 10-minute set, and he's Louis C.K. And Shane was like, "Should I like write like an own set for that?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "Why not?" He's like, "Well, you're not as good at me at this."
Yeah, that's kind of how I said this to TC yesterday. And watching it, it feels like Chris Rock or Chappelle or Louis would take that as like, "Hey, I'm the alpha."
Yeah.
So I'm about to alpha flex on everybody, and it didn't seem like Shane cared about it at all.
Yeah,
these are these are jokes I've done. Here's a better version of them.
But he felt the room wasn't really
on it. Yeah, and it probably was fine.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's so hard to.
Yeah,
I like his bit of trying to.
Yeah.
No, you're not taking it. All right,
His little face, just like, all right.
All right, we'll go this way now.
I think that's got to be so hard to do the TV stuff where it's like so much of your energy and like confidence and like when you're in a room and it's going well. You deliver things different. You seem more engaged. And to be in like a TV crowd where it's just like, people like this. I obviously have fans. I'm popular. But in this room, these 20 people are not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like delivering it like a monologue, that has to be crazy hard.
I thought a couple things for Jake for sure. Dad's House PBS show.
That landed.
That came after
Dad's
Caillou.
Weekend.
Dad's Weekend.
Oh,
Dad's
yeah.
House. That was wonderful.
To a T.
The little the lady he wasn't going to introduce to them yet and all that. I've been a part of that as well. But then the parody of The Voice.
Oh my God.
The sound, which is your bit though.
Yeah.
Do you know Jake's bit is he thinks motorized wheelchairs should be used by all of us.
Okay.
I mean, they've got them now to a point where, like, I feel like used to they were just to even the playing field.
Yeah.
And at some point they turned into a better option.
Oh, now we're going to get into an arms race.
And I just don't see, I'm for equality.
Yeah.
But
So-
here's the thing. This is the way Jake has said to me before. You'll get on that, I get on the Lime scooter.
Oh, yeah.
Love that thing.
Yeah, they're fun.
Why can't you just get on
Just sit down. What of a sit down version
It's a
of a
sit-down Lime scooter.
Yeah. What are the funny,
And you got places
the
to
funny
put
name of them?
Like the Rascal?
The Rascal, yeah. Just get a big fat fatty on a Rascal.
But it should be
adorable.
normal for, like, if I look over and I see Dan zooming by on a scooter, I don't think anything of it. I should be able to look over and see him in a souped up wheelchair.
Hell yeah.
And then you got more storage ability, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Put it in the basket on
like
there.
a purse for a man.
I think
Just
we're
the
going to get
bag
to
on
a
the back of
point.
your wheelchair.
I think we're going to get to a point where it's fine. It's totally acceptable. But no, I thought it was overall fine. Fine episode, I guess. Nothing special.
It wasn't as good as his other ones. It wasn't didn't hit home runs like Nate Bargatze, but I just thought that Couple of Beers
Yeah, that was a
kind of
great,
made the
great
whole
one.
thing
Yeah.
great.
I have a theory that SNL's never been that good.
Okay.
Where have you ever like go back, like if you have Pluto and Tubi, whatever.
Sure.
There's SNL playing 24/7, and you watch like the old episodes, and from start to finish, they've been batting 500 the whole time. You just think of SNL as the best of Chris Farley DVDs, and when they do like the compilations, and you think of it as this awesome thing.
But even a Chris Farley episode,
if you go episode by episode and watch the whole thing, you're like, whoa.
Like Chris Farley was in bits that weren't great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's probably something to that. And then everyone highlights their own era as like overrates it, you know. Now, if you go back and watch like the first couple years, I think the show actually did suck.
They were trying to figure out their format.
Not good.
They would have Janice Ian on the first show singing like just some real depressing song.
Yeah. But you're probably right. There's probably no era that was 100%. I wonder how much longer it'll be on.
I think it's never going to go away. When Lorne dies.
This is the 50th year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why they're calling it SNL 50.
Wait,
Listen to me like, isn't it the 50th year? Hey, let's do some kind of we can call it mail call or viewer mail, right?
Okay.
Hey, everybody. It's time to answer some of today's viewer mail.
I feel like I have someone over my shoulder.
You got an umpire? So I actually got some mail to my house that I wanted to show you guys. One is from the great Drop Beth, who mailed me this book.
All right.
Which I will start reading because I do like, when we go to Cowboys training camp is when I read my Belichick book.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is something, who mentioned this last week?
Kirk Goldsberry.
The MVP Machine. And apparently it's about baseball. How baseball's new nonconformists are using data to build better players. So I'm going to read that now because, like you, I feel like it's baseball season.
I'm in.
We lost Luka. I'll follow him on the Lakers. I'll root for him. I'll root against the Mavs. But also, I'm interested in baseball.
I think the Stars might make a run this year.
It's looking good.
Okay, let's jump on that.
Right at the end. It's good. That's how it was with the Mavs. If they didn't make the playoffs, I couldn't tell you who's on the team.
And they got emailed, or not emailed, but sent a couple of other things that I do have videos for. And I meant to open this earlier because I want to change this hat. So somebody mailed me this. I don't know if this is a gift for any reason, or maybe it's just because St. Patty's Day is coming up.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
But
yeah,
someone mailed me a leprechaun hat. Are you familiar with the Alabama leprechaun?
Oh, yeah. All-time early internet video.
Dang, it's a rope hat, too.
Did you know Jimmy Nelson?
Yes, sir.
That I met the Alabama leprechaun?
Tell me about him.
Boy, we should do it like an hour episode someday with Jimmy and to describe it. But once I was on spring break with my family, my wife and family, and her mom and brother, and they drove down from Ohio to meet us in Florida. And I took my mother-in-law's car to go meet my buddy TC, who was living in somewhere Florida, right?
Gulf Shores, Alabama, Florida. Yeah.
Where was he? Gulf Shores was where he was a program director? Pensacola, Florida. Which is apparently pretty close to like a half hour away from Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
So I knew I'd be near TC. He had moved away from here to work at a small radio station in Florida. I saw, hey, I'm going to be like a half hour away from you. And then we both noticed, hey, Mobile, Alabama is real close to there. We should go try to find the tree that the leprechaun was hiding in. Won't that be funny? That'll be something we can kill our day with. So we went there, just started asking questions, and people were like, oh, yeah, you want to go? Like they just directed us where to go to get to the tree.
You got to talk to Tom.
Yeah, you got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this guy. Well, it turns out we had to you have to find a lady told us it was all a hoax. Right.
God dang.
And the perpetrator of the hoax was someone named Midget Sean.
Hell yeah.
And apparently Midget Sean...
It's like a guy named Tiny. He's a regular-sized man.
Not in this case, brother.
No. Midget Sean was apparently a local dealer of some kind of narcotics.
Okay.
But also a bit of a prankster.
And a bit short.
Yeah. Big head, bigger heart, they say.
Kind of like Anthony Davis. Just loved pranking people. And so he climbed up in the tree and did some stuff one night.
Yeah.
And, created the legend of the leprechaun. And, yeah, we met Midget Sean. We had to go meet him, like he wouldn't just go meet us at a openly, like we had to meet him kind of at a secret location. Got pictures taken with him. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he died a couple years
peace.
later. Yeah.
Good ones go young.
But I met the leprechaun. And then this one, I feel like this might be more for Jake.
What do we got?
But it was sent to me. Or is there a note at the bottom? Here. I'll keep the note and let you take a look here.
All right. Give it a little toss. What do we got? Okay.
Thanks for having the Knockout League co-champions in this week.
Oh. It's a Paige Bucher's jersey.
It's not official yet.
It will be the Dallas Wings' #1 overall pick.
This is from Craig Frampton.
Do you believe?
He says his number, he's a DZ listener number 877, which is not gay. And he has 3 Roseanne submissions.
Ooh.
Wow.
Which you'll be able... Jimmy can't give an opinion on one of them because I don't think he knows who TC is. But he gives TC as a submission as a Roseanne.
No comment.
TC Broadnax?
Dale Hansen.
Yes.
You think he's a Roseanne?
Yeah, that's a great one.
And Kanye. Does Kanye have the aura to be a Roseanne?
Let's keep an eye out for it.
Have you heard Roseanne do interviews lately?
Very Kanye-esque.
Her and Kanye have some opinions they share.
Yeah, I saw somebody did tell me that it was TC in fact. They're remastering it in HD Roseanne and putting it out there. I have the opinion that the militant right, Trump would not have come back had they not taken Roseanne off the air.
Yeah.
Like they gave a cultural
the straw that broke the camel's
They gave him a little something, and Roseanne got really popular, and then she said something about like Nazis, maybe not so bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking it off the air.
I thought that was the Planet of the Apes comment.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you have the specifics?
I forget the lady's name. Chicago something or other. Said she looked like one of the Planet of the Apes
yeah, she was like a government lady, right?
Which you can look up a side-by-side photo of her and the Planet of the Apes character we're referencing. I'll let you do that Google yourself at home.
I mean, it basically brings up the question, is there any way to say that a person of color looks like a primate without it being racist? And
Boy,
I think the answer...
no. You're going to win that. You're going to lose that battle every time.
Because there are some white people that look like monkeys.
Yes.
Davies
Bertans, in fact, was one that we...
Yeah, and that's okay to do. And if we all evolved from that, then there probably should be no problem. But, gray areas.
It's funny. It doesn't work that way with any other races and animals, though. There's not like a...
I had a black friend growing up that looked a lot like a Ninja Turtle. And that one didn't feel racist, but now in today's culture it does.
Yeah, we used to run into this with Ezekiel Elliott because...
Ewok?
Yeah, and I'm like, is an Ewok like a loose primate in that universe?
You can't do made-up animal.
Yeah, but
humanoid.
Kind of felt like they were going for primate.
They had societies. They're fine. They're adorable, too.
And so was he.
They were clothed.
They were clothed.
Well, that's all my actual snail mail. I don't know if you guys have any emails you wanted to hit.
I just wanted to read this real quick. So we're not going to beat people down with this, as it were, but we did Gay Not Gay with Steve Noviello last week. I think our Bad Beats segment is perfect for Jimmy.
I'm ready.
So Bad Beats, we just want to hear from people on tough times that you've had, whether it was getting caught by your mom like Blake. standing up in the hallway with your T-shirt on and
we
your
don't
flip-flops.
need all the details. Thank you.
But your and one shorts are at your ankles.
Yeah, it was in that era. No, I think this came about because pre-internet, I was having to watch the Girls Gone Wild things at 2 a.m.
Comedy Central.
Oh yeah.
Little BET Uncut.
Yeah, and then,
maybe a little Wild on.
Oh yeah.
Brooke Burke.
Brooke Burke. She had she was in a Maxim in like 02 that boy young Jimmy was familiar with it.
Anyway, 14-year-old me is there rocked up, and then here comes Sarah McLachlan singing.
Yeah.
And now I got to find a way to keep this thing going while watching these dogs that are malnourished.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm sure people have struggled through the same thing.
Yeah.
So now we have a segment called Bad Beats.
So tough ones like that, walk-in type stories, sample stories if you've been in the fertility game, which I know you have. But man, we got one the other day. This is as down bad and horrible as it gets. It also involves an anonymous email. The guy wouldn't send this from his own email. His name is Sean. He said it was about 15 years ago in Houston. Buddy got broken up with by his fiance. They did the get together at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and just now the weekend is just gonna go. End up at a strip club. Says he remembers very little. Had a couple hotel rooms. Plan was to crash there. Leave the strip club and basically wake up in jail. So he doesn't know how much time has passed, but he remembers being in a car accident. They're all arrested. He was not driving, but he knew the person who was driving. He says, at some point I come to and I'm in jail. I'm alone in a cell. I take a minute to assess, and then I give the defeated hello to see if anyone else is there. I hear, hey man from the cell next to me. It was my buddy that was driving. We could see each other. We talked for a minute, but we're both still extremely drunk and decided to sleep it off some. That's where it gets weird. After trying to fall asleep for a while with no luck, I decided it might help to rub one out.
You gotta self-soothe, you know?
And it's at this point that I would like to take an aside for any females listening or present and say almost every male that you know has at some point in his life been in a situation where he's like, I'm not horny. I have no desire to masturbate. I just really want to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
If I could get this out of me, I can be asleep in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy decided to do in
It's
jail.
strange logic.
It is, but I'm telling you.
You got it when the demon's in you. You got to
get that demon. You got to get the demon release. He said, so I sit there on a cold concrete floor. It was a drunk tank, no bed. I pull it and mash at it a bit while trying to pull up mental images from past experiences. After a while, I'm successful. Unfortunately, I didn't really think ahead about what to do with the product of
Why
my
is that
personal
not your
joy.
first thought?
So I
Where's it
wiped
gonna
my
go?
hand on the inside of my shorts and passed out. This was my low point. There you go. Now you see why the fake email, my worst ever. Next morning, we found out we were in LaGrange, Texas, 2 hours from where we started.
I do think that's not an insurmountable task of where to dispose, because you're in a prison cell. You're just like, be like a dog in the backyard. It's like you shit in a corner, and then you just move 3 feet and lay down. Like,
you don't want to just out there, though.
You're alone.
But I do understand where this guy was coming from of like, I've got to go to sleep. Dan's so disgusted by bad beats.
No, not at all, because I have a good one here, but I also wonder, is this a weird time just to mention that
we do have
we're going to have Early Bird CBD sponsor this whole
I think given Early Bird CBD's involvement with our show in general, they'll be just fine with it.
Because
if you need
now
help
me,
fall asleep,
that could help me fall asleep.
It can. It can.
Here's my mom calling.
Answer.
You got to. Early Bird will be cool.
Oh, hold on. Mom.
Happy birthday.
Yay! He's partying.
We are recording. No, she said you're recording. We're actually live on YouTube also. Actually, no, we're not. We're just recording today.
Okay.
I don't need her to go watching YouTube.
hop on right now.
There's no way she can't find it.
Yeah.
Do you? Blake thinks you couldn't find us on YouTube.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I probably could, but I'm driving right now. I just want to get the car registered.
Okay, we were just doing some bad beats, so. Yeah.
What's bad beat?
I'll talk to you about it later, okay?
Okay.
But thank you for the call.
Well, certainly, dear. You have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Aw.
What a sweet mom call.
So much love. So much joy.
If you weren't recording, I feel like that registration talk was going to go on for 10, 15
long
minutes.
time. Yeah, that was a very leading statement.
That had some mom topics.
Oh,
ready
my
to
God.
go.
She can't wait to tell me about that.
And
So
I can't wait
early
to
bird
tell
CBD
you.
has like THC in it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that's why, like, I don't know that you can take it. You work for
can't.
the government.
Yeah, I do. It's a shame. They keep saying they're eventually going to let us do THC.
Did you have to answer email from Elon? Ask him what you did last week?
I don't
You work
think
for the government.
I don't think he got that far down the list.
Okay.
List your 5 fires.
If I was getting federal money, maybe.
So it's DumbZone. That's the single-use discount code.
Oh, yeah.
20% off at earlybirdcbd.com. That's the good stuff. 2.5 milligrams of THC in each serving. It is DumbZone for 20% off.
THC. So I had one here, if you want to say.
Yeah.
I'm all disgusted by all this, which I am in a sense, but this one's from Nathan. He doesn't remain anonymous. He says, Thursday's episode featured bad beats and an update on Drop Beth. Drop Beth, you remember she had cancer and then got new...
Tatas.
Right. The up tops. He says, that unlocked my old memory. When in the pre-internet mid-'90s, I saw a at-home breast examination video cassette on our kitchen counter. I couldn't help myself. The video was from the public library, just a bland doctor talking over a poorly lit video of a breast exam. But that was like finding gold at the time.
Yeah.
Thinking about that video now, I just realized not only was it a sad bad beat,
Sad.
doing that to a medical breast exam, but then the update on Drop Beth, the cancer augmentation, that made me realize my mom probably didn't rent the tape from the library for her 13-year-old horn dog son, but she did it for her own health scare.
She's facing mortality.
Thankfully, it was just a scare. I had to wait almost 30 years to realize it. From Nathan, day one, number 552.
You know, all this talk of cancer and implants that we've been having over the last month
has made you horny?
I noticed something the other day, my tales from the sauna. I noticed there was a woman in the sauna. She was probably in her 70s. She was attractive. She was fit. And there's no way those things had been there the whole time.
Like you're just thinking that now?
Now that I'm thinking about it, with us talking to various female coworkers and listeners who have had this done.
Well, no, she could have just been enhanced without cancer.
Yes, but
they
were
do
recent. I know, but these were not. Usually, you don't go get your first set of implants at 65. If you're getting them done then, they're either a redo, which is at times necessary, or they're new. She was quite attractive. We got a bunch of 70-year-olds with.
Well, that's
nice
your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah. I don't know about 70, but it'll be interesting to see if it slides with me as I get older. Like when I'm 50, will I be super stoked on
We
70?
like 90-year-olds.
Yeah. 90.
So I don't have a bad beat, but I have something for Jimmy. It's really for all of us, but it's better that Jimmy is here.
What's that?
Clayton, put up that first picture. I saw this. This could be today in Twitter, but Jimmy, if you wouldn't mind reading, just read the card that you see on your screen, please.
Let's see. Dr. Dan, expert, plain, and fancy fucking, evenings by appointment only.
All right, so we got a guy who's really good at that act, and
I like fancy ketchup, like fancy fucking.
Yeah.
He charges for it. Okay. Cut rate to party of 6 or more, widows a specialty, and then on the back he's got his price list.
Oh my!
Wow.
And here's what Dr. Dan offers. Jimmy, just read a couple of them.
Plain insertions, $20.
Uh-huh.
With caresses, we go up to $27.
$7 charge for caressing.
$7 for caressing. Inverted positions.
You want a fancy position that's going to cost you more.
I do like doggy style being called dog fashion. With barking and yelping, that's $250.
Hey, character play is an extra $250.
Where's this from?
What is womb stretch?
Somebody found
Internet.
Somebody found it in their grandmother's things.
I mean, it looks legit to me.
This is a legit thing. But I want to know what a womb stretch is.
I think you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Dr. Dan's deep dicking somebody.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to this is how you know this is old timey, where I believe the popularity of oral sex has increased with our hygiene, where we have all these numbers are in the 20s, and then tongue bath is 50, and a muff dive 100.
Yeah, you're trying to price the customer out. Like, what sort of psychopath would ever have $100?
So would this bother you if you found this in your grandma's? Because obviously it's a bit.
Yeah.
But your grandma's into. You didn't know she was into muff dive comedy.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Titty chewing $1.15.
Well, Dr. Dan probably wants to do that.
The
for
French
$1.15.
tickler. Vaseline if needed. $1.25 surcharge. He's not giving you anything for free.
Yeah, it's just charging for salsa.
Yeah.
I don't think you're honestly, dude. It's easy to say now that my grandparents are dead. I don't think this would affect me at all.
Oh,
I want to meet Dr. Dan.
yeah. Gam Gam has needs.
Exactly. Like, just knowing that your grandma occasionally was, whatever, wanted her womb stretched.
Or her titty chewed.
Yeah, her titty chewed. I don't know.
She likes bits.
It does kind of make me wonder, like, just like being at the game the other day, and, you've made this point before about, like, tattoos. I mean, I've got basically friends now who are grandparents. So what will be, like, the grandparents of my generation? Will we be a little more forthright about, like, the sex part of things? Like, will it be so weird to imagine your grandparent being sexually active when it's me and it's 30 years from now?
I think there's always been like a politeness about not doing it.
Yeah.
But I do think it'd be funny.
Well, I mean, just think of grandparents of the people who were in their 20s in the 80s or something are going to be grandparents probably soon or now, right?
Yeah.
And they were doing cocaine off each other's behinds and just whatever.
That's true. We've probably always gone pretty hard.
I mean, the children of the 60s, the free love and the drugs and all that kind of stuff. Like, my mom had to be doing acid.
Sure.
I could have asked her. Because when I was like 2 or 1 or whatever, at least what I've heard is she just left and went to California, and I just lived with my aunt and uncle for like a year.
It sounds awesome.
And, I mean, she had me when she was 19,
I mean, honestly, the biggest shock in that story is that she came back. Like, that's a woman with commitment to her family right there.
Well, maybe things just didn't work out the way she wanted them to, and that's why she came back.
Yeah, still. I'm trying to give you some love.
Can I do a bad beat about someone else?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is my friend Clint Frizzell. We're going to use full names here. I'm going to be a groomsman at his wedding.
His dad used to do traffic for...
No.
Okay.
I believe he is somehow kin to the Arkansas baseball coach.
Okay.
But
I'm going to say that like it means something.
Yeah. But he had one where his mom caught him masturbating in his childhood room, and he was doing his thing, and she opens the door slightly and just informs him that Robin Williams had passed away. Now, you're caught in between a rock and a hard place, because are you capable of finishing? Do you give up then and
Given this
go
news?
mourn with the family? Also, we are both 35-year-old men. Robin Williams passed away in 2014. Do some fast math. That was a 26-year-old beaten off at his mom's house.
Oh, no.
That's questionable behavior. So shout out Clint Frizzell, everybody.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
All right, I want to do the news.
All right, let's do it.
And if we do that, then it, That means we're going to do the live spot first.
That's right. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Ownwell is how you can save, not just on property taxes, but on all sorts of different expenses. You save time. You notice a common theme in most of our advertisements. We're trying to save you money, try to save you time. You'll save money on your property taxes likely. 86% of their customers do. You'll save more than if you went with another similar company. And you only pay if they save you money, Blake.
Sign up is really easy. I was able to do it in probably under 3 minutes, which is what they promise. And you save up front on your property taxes, but also they got some other neat features in there, like saving on your cable bill, internet bill, and home insurance. So a lot of money to be saved.
That's right, Dan. Ownwell.com. How are you just doing this on command all day?
What? No, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just very excited about Ownwell and the contingent fee. That means only if they save you money, do you actually pay any money.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's pro bono. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So go to ownwell.com/thedumbzone and save money.
I will. I will do that.
Here's Jake
Sorry.
with the Dumb Zone News.
So there was a lot of reports yesterday that there was a shooting downtown, but it was actually a parent fight at a cheerleading competition in downtown Dallas. It was at the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center. You get a lot of action there.
Do you have the video of it?
I do not. I'm a poor talk show host.
Someone said there might have been a video.
Well, I mean, I've seen video of people running.
And I wanted to play the game of what do we think they looked like.
The initial
that video
fight.
of the fight, yeah.
Yeah, so it was at a cheerleading competition, and I told you.
What do you mean?
So
is this a racial thing?
It can be. I'm not in charge of what you feel like doing right now. So it's a fight, two dads fighting at a cheer competition. What's your guess?
As far as why or
No,
what
just
they look like?
What they look like. Describe these men to me. Cheer competition. We're fired up for competition.
Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy dads?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Now, it was over nachos.
Oh.
Has your view changed? Are we still Ed Hardy dad?
Yeah.
Okay, Ed Hardy dad.
No. Yeah, no. Ed Hardy dads are not ordering nachos.
No.
Well, they are now. They got the stuff 10 years ago.
I think we're clearly in the heavyweight category now, though.
Okay. So just kind of country folk or just heavy black women?
I'm going to go, my guess, I haven't seen the actual
But these were
video of it.
dads? It wasn't moms?
These were dads, I believe.
All right.
I'm going to go 2 heavyset gentlemen, 1 Hispanic, 1 redneck.
Okay.
It's my final guess.
Where did you get that nachos note?
I believe I have some insider information with the police and fire department.
Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say.
Because it was like a pole fell down and made a clang, so people thought there were gunshots.
Yeah.
But there were never gunshots.
All right, here we go.
Okay, because
this video.
I actually had, and looking at Twitter, some other people jumped on there saying the police are lying and they're covering this up to make sure the...
That there appears to be a Latino right there.
But in good shape, not really heavy set.
Yeah,
No.
it's a middleweight.
Yeah. I was telling you guys a couple months ago that when I went to go pick up my race packet for the half marathon, I went to one of these deals with my daughter. It just happened to be at the convention center the same day, which on one hand is where I learned that the term nationals for cheerleading is bullshit.
What do you mean?
Well, I think they just put the name on every competition to make you feel like you're.
The big one.
Does it feel like nationals would be once a year?
Yeah.
And everyone would be there?
So they have these all the time?
If it wasn't a big deal, then why did you film it?
I didn't film it. My daughter wanted to film a couple of the competitions, and I deleted them from my phone. As I did with all the pictures she asked me to take of her and the cheerleaders that day.
But there's Jake just filming these.
Well, I've never gone to
look at him go.
Gone to my deleted files also.
Is that the one where they did the 9/11 tribute?
No, but that's amazing.
It's no memorial car pot, but it'll do.
So
there's no shooting, right?
There's no shooting.
It was a poll.
I mean, they're not telling us there's a shooting. Yeah, it's those stanchions. Get knocked over, like my son when he's waiting in line at those. And then people it's what people do. It's the old Kings of Comedy bit, right?
Did you see this?
Start running and people are going to run.
It was like all the streets are around.
Yeah.
There was a flood. Like more people got injured.
Yeah.
With everyone stampeding.
At least 10 people to the hospital.
One of the big deals was trying to reunite everybody. because they thought they were shooting, and like kids were just thrown in closets, and a lot of bad dads were discovered that day.
Dude,
I took off. I don't know where Sarah is.
No doubt.
She's got to survive.
Yeah, that's tough. You'd almost rather it just be real.
That's a
so
tough.
No one's talking about what a pussy you were afterward.
That's a George Costanza. Yeah.
That's a tough reuniting with your wife and daughter.
Yeah.
After 40 minutes, and just like, I thought you guys were right behind me.
You have to like tear your shirt or something.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I saw him come around the corner. They're like, "Yeah, babe, there was no shooter." They're like, "Oh,
whoa. That's the police are covering it up."
That's why they're yelling that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, babe, I saw it. I got out of there.
It is a tough. I mean, like I said, I've seen 4 or 5 videos of just people running, and that's just what do you do? That's what you do, right? What do they say to do?
Oh, I don't know. Like
hit the deck,
could get into I guess like schools. Just get into a room.
Yeah.
Or attack them.
Dude, there was a time when we were like at our worst. I feel like of like a year of shootings, and maybe the FBI or somebody put out like a video. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
In the middle of that, I'm gonna be like, well, what was the training provided to me by a video that I watched one time?
I think it is good to point out you just got a WNBA jersey that ladies are doing school shootings now. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Yeah, there's been 2.
Well, okay, tricky.
Okay, there's been 1.
What do we do
and
with
another one depending on how Jake feels politically today?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's depending on how I feel politically. This is one of my favorite things is shooter volleyball. Like where each side is like, well, this one they're at the gun range, and they're like, yeah, but I think they were actually. You have to figure out who can claim the shooter.
Yeah,
but it's really hard when the shooter's trans.
Yeah,
because it's like, if they're trans, does that mean they belong with the left? But what if they transition to be like a Nazi conservative man?
What a move! The Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah,
you know,
interesting.
Transition and then talk shit about trans rights.
I'm just a traditional lady.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable grift.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the, apparent assassination attempts of Trump. The way the volleyball was going there, people were wanting it. Some were wanting it to be an immigrant.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But then when they find, he's voted for Trump twice, and he was, okay, well.
Don't hear as much about it at that point.
It's just nice to see in a field predominantly staffed by white men.
Yeah.
We're seeing some diversity around.
We really are.
Equality comes in all shapes and sizes, and we're putting up better numbers. It's for sure a WNBA NBA situation, but we're not keeping score, and if they keep working at it.
Yeah, there was. I mean, even there was a black male recently that did one, but his stuff was all like super. We need a come town shooter. We need a shooter.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like we can't have the most recent shooter.
Stavros is too successful.
The one who was a black guy, he was really into like far right wing media.
Oh, I see.
We need like a Chapo Trap House or like a far left. We just don't get those. I wonder how many calls you have like this. Man accidentally shoots himself at a North Texas volleyball tournament.
I've seen that a few times.
I would imagine. The Cheddar Bob.
We had a kid that shot himself in the femur, like 16-year-old.
Did it take it off?
No, I just remember we were sitting there and he was very, very calm.
Not good.
And we're like, all right, hey, what's going on? He was like, I think I shot myself.
No, dude, that's terrifying.
Like, you think you did? And he was like, here. We're like, oh, well, there's a bullet hole there. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and run you up to the hospital. And someone was there, and it's like we had to move him. And he was like, hey, do you think you can, like, move a little bit? Somebody asked him. And he went to move his leg, and it just independently moved. And you're just like, stop. You're no longer moving.
So is it a common thing? In the case of this one, like I said, the guy's at a youth volleyball tournament. He's got the gun on him, shoots himself, takes himself to the hospital. How often do you run into people being like, no, I'm not getting in with y'all, I'm not paying?
Pretty
all the time?
Yeah, a lot of times.
How does that work?
So I think for liability reasons, we are not allowed to discuss. We don't know what anything costs. We can't tell you, yeah, it's expensive, don't get in with us. So there's just liability stuff. If we see you, we kind of have to take you. But, a lot of people are just like, nah, I'm good.
That's a thing I never knew I don't know how old I was when I learned that
Pay?
you actually pay.
They're
Like I just thought it's all part of the thing.
and they're
Like
not
you don't
cheap.
like I don't have to. If my house catches on fire, do I then have to pay for the fact that
don't
you
think so.
You don't.
put
I
the
don't
fire out?
No, that one's on the house. we're making all this money on people having the flu,
So is this because
not needing to go to the ER, but doing it anyway.
Is it because insurance is involved?
I think they have. It's like everything where it's $500 if you pay in cash, and then
Yeah, that's another thing
$3,000
that
if Blue Cross gets involved.
seems insane.
Yeah,
What are we gonna do about all that?
who knows? Where's another Luigi?
Whoa.
You know what? I just say vote.
Yeah,
That-
make your voice
that
heard.
usually-
Ballot
Let's
box.
vote. Yeah,
That
okay.
usually helps.
Yeah. I'm going with voting too. Everyone vote.
So you're gonna amend
Or call your Congress.
need another Luigi to just vote.
To
Yes.
spread the word about voting.
Well, to be able to vote
Need another-
in Luigi's stead because
Right.
he now cannot.
He now
Yes.
cannot.
He no longer has a vote.
And in the event that he's found, I guess innocent, probably not getting into politics. I would imagine.
Can't imagine he's getting off.
I don't know, dude. Some of that. Well, I mean, they obviously put the gun in his bag.
Yeah, I thought they had like a pretty strong chain of custody of this firearm being sourced, used, hidden.
Yeah, no, it looked very
And
by the book, huh?
Luigi's got it the entire time.
Yeah, huh? A little weird. We talked last week about how we're seeing some measles outbreaks. Now that vaxes are lame. West Texas, we mentioned, has had a number of these situations. Lubbock, they actually had a death.
Oh, not West Texas.
Not the city West Texas, out in West Texas. But here's one thing that we didn't really account for. Did you guys know we have a large Mennonite population in West Texas?
Hell yeah.
You did?
Amish light.
Yeah.
Got him in
That's
Waco.
what it is?
Got him in Waco too.
It's Amish
Kind of.
ish.
Very similar.
Amish-ish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amish adjacent.
Yes. Amish Brethren Hutterites.
It's like Amish guys that can use power tools.
Basically, that's the way it's been described to me. They have a huge community in West Texas, and they don't really do the vax. So that is not helping matters out there. And I can't really confirm this, but a guy who lives out there told me that they're also known for like running drugs for the cartels through West Texas.
Huh. That was a curveball.
Yeah, but you hear about stuff like that, right?
Or what was Mitt Romney's family where like his great grandfather was a Mormon community that fled to Mexico?
I've heard, yes.
And they had to protect their land pretty regularly. So there's just a group of cartel like Mormons down there.
Yeah, I've heard, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You just think of them as like, hey, they churn. I don't know really what they do. I was gonna say churn butter, but
They're churning
Sounds like
butter.
they would do that.
Yeah.
There's never been like a great Amish athlete though. You've got your Sandy Koufax, great Jewish athlete.
Quite different.
You've got
Yeah.
Tongan.
Boy, is there a gap in that list.
I'm just saying, in just as far as anything,
Yeah.
there's a Tongan. There's a Jeremy Lin was a great, where's the Amish represented? Where's your first Amish referee in the Super Bowl?
So you can tell your little Amish friend.
There's no representation.
Yeah.
I could see it like a Jebediah.
Like DEI
Not
should
being
have had to hire one Amish.
one Amish guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not a power hitter, but he gets on base,
Yeah.
and like he rakes.
The shock to me is not that there's not a famous Amish athlete. The shock to me is that this wasn't a movie made in like 1993 with some down on his luck scout played by
Oh,
like Jeff
Fantastic.
Daniels or something.
Well, I suppose that's the whole plot of Kingpin, right?
Kingpin, exactly.
The
Air up
Amish
there.
bowler.
Yeah. Like he didn't have to go live with, as you said, the Jebediah family, but he can throw 98.
Yeah.
what a fun movie! Like instead of going to Africa, what was the basketball?
The air
movie?
up there.
The air up there.
I believe
It's
with
just-
Kevin Bacon.
They're just in Western PA.
The Mavericks always know how to read the room.
What have they done now?
I'm sure this was actually out for a few days, but the timing is just not smiling upon them. Press release that came out today announcing season ticket prices going up almost 9% next year.
Oh, yeah, you got to back that. You don't put that press release out, even if it was scheduled.
You got to hit it on schedule. Yeah, full season members.
I wonder if they are going to. That price change will help them at least break even with all the cancellations, because I've heard from quite a few people.
Yeah,
they're fucking with people now, right? This is full like free fall.
I mean, it makes you believe more of a conspiracy that they're
Yeah.
trying to really sour the fan base so that nobody's mad when they leave town.
They're just like, next week it'll be like, beers are $30 now. Come on down.
they are trying to say that they're not. The press release is worded a bit interestingly, but they're saying they're going up, but basically not as much as other tickets across the country. Like, hey, they always got to go up a little.
Look at the Lakers raising their
But
prices.
look, we're not going. Look at these psychopaths over here. Where do they get the mind?
You know, we did lower prices on all the Luka merch. What do you guys want?
That was my favorite gift. I would always get my brother sarcastic Christmas gifts. My dad as well. Big Republican guy. I got him like a signed Hillary Clinton book. But I got my brother a Miles Austin jersey.
Wow.
That I found at an academy in like 2019.
Nice.
Years after he'd left.
Miles Austin dated Kim Kardashian.
Did he?
A lot of people don't know that.
Huh.
Yeah, so the team for their part is saying that this is reflecting, quote, better reflects value and a fan experience with upgrades and access to in-game entertainment and member benefits for season ticket. I like the in-game entertainment called Luca.
Just the back of seats now have the airline screen.
Oh, they're going to have to do something.
You can play
Poker.
solitaire while we're losing.
Now you're getting sad, too.
I know.
It's a sad situation.
Do another shooting story.
Yeah, something.
Well, I don't know. Let's go over to Jimmy. Would you save anybody any lives over the weekend or anything? I mean, all my stories are.
I had a long-standing theory. Get an outlier thrown into it.
Okay.
Have I discussed the diagram of the grosser the homeless man, the bigger his wiener? Have I discussed that with y'all yet?
Hold on. The grosser the person, the bigger the wiener?
The homeless person, specific to that community.
Okay.
But just the gnarlier the homeless guy.
And you saw like a really dirty guy with a tiny little.
The tiniest.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Because he swung a hammer at us. So we had to call the police, handle the situation. While waiting and with the police, he pulled his pants down and went, bet you want to cut this off. And you're standing 10 feet away, just like, sir, please put your wiener
Now,
away.
was it cold?
No, it was warm out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to help him out a little bit.
You got the guy's back, and I respect
I'm
it.
used to that excuse.
What if he's a
It's
grower?
very cold, honey.
Bros.
Cold.
He could be a grower.
It's very true. I didn't ask him. But, yeah, he was very shouty.
I feel like if he's going to grow, he's growing in that moment, though, Blake.
What?
The adrenaline.
Why did he think that y'all were there to cut it off?
I believe he was having a mental episode of some sort.
Yeah.
So it's all lining up. The story's lining up. But yeah, that was a long-standing belief that has held true for many years.
I could see it, yeah. Probably just able to get away with. It's like when people say, like hotter, bigots say this, that hotter women are crazier. It's like this guy's just been able to get away with anything with this giant hog over here. And all of a sudden, life's coming for him.
Yeah.
There were a couple stories in the local news today about bees. Have you ever responded to a bee-related call?
No, maybe one, like an allergic reaction, but nothing crazy.
Okay. I don't know. I think I just based most of what Jimmy's life is like of the Rob Lowe show, Lone Star 911.
Yeah, the most accurate depiction of
The
the life
show
of a fireman.
fucking rips, dude.
Yeah.
That show is incredible.
I can't get anyone to watch it at the station.
It's so good. And I think it might be getting canceled, but
No, they did they're
switched
done.
Okay.
Like they ended it.
You don't cancel Rob Lowe.
On their own terms. Rob Lowe chooses to not come back. You don't cancel Rob Lowe.
All right, there's your news. Thursday night.
The Dumb Zone
at
News.
FortWorth.bl
Like and
comedy.
subscribe.
Big Laugh Comedy Club.
Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
Brought to us by Frankel and Frankel, 214 or 817, and then dial all threes, 333-3333. They are personal injury attorneys. So you get in a car accident, you might need to call the Frankels right away.
Someone will probably start calling you. Other fly-by-night operations, the other party's insurance company. You don't need to speak to any of them. You need to speak to the Frankels or Jean Burkett, which is what you'll do when you call 214-817 and all threes. They will get you what you deserve.
Thank you, Frankel.
Thank you, Frankel.
It's Monday, March
Frankel.
3rd. Oh, a few viewer mail birthdays on this day. Couple I missed because the weekend and Friday and stuff. Kind sir, sitting in the Atlanta airport. It is my Charlie Huff birthday. So I will celebrate by smoking during the entire flight back. My leaders are William D. Tate and the other Tate brothers from Brandon. He is at FWADP1 on Twitter. Shane, Gillis, and Alexander. Lieutenant Love Tunnel. It is my birthday. I'm in the Virgin Islands. So this one is from for Jake. He sent a picture of Epstein's Island.
Oh, cool. Little St. James.
Chris Ivanovsky's.
I don't think I really know what the Virgin Islands are outside of Epstein.
Dear Petter of the Possum. Let's see. My birthday is today. I have a handicap hang tag question. So the thing you hang.
Mm-hmm.
You said you use your grandpa's, right?
No, I use my buddy's grandma's.
Okay.
No relation.
My dad is blind. Well, he was. Let's hope there's an afterlife and that he isn't blind there as well. When he died last fall, I inherited or found his handicap placard. No, Dan, he didn't drive. It expires in 2 years. Is it okay for me to use it?
I think if family wealth passes down, I think handicap stickers should too.
It's an interesting point.
I'm going hard yes.
Yeah.
Moral gray area. You're in the wrong, but just do it.
You're keeping your father's memory alive.
It's what he would have wanted.
You're in the right now. I take it all back.
He would want you to park closer.
This is from Kendall in Texas. Dear Beeve Bruv, the rearranger of the IUD. Shout out for my birthday. Last year, Blake mocked me because it's actually on February 29th, and I included in my request that I should get special treatment because I only get a birthday every 4 years. This year, I also request special treatment because I don't get a real birthday, so I need more extra special attention to make up for the lack of a real birthday. My leader is Jake's Doorbell Frasier theme song. Blake's cats who were ejected from the car that crashed last week in Hood County. More Blake from D2DF Rick. And then he says, P.S. Brandy Lynn Bristow, the lady from the colony with all the dead cats, is definitely a Roseanne.
Yeah.
I mean...
without even looking at
her. Yeah, come on. If you were found with dead cats, there's a high chance of Roseanne in your county.
And finally, I have an email from Phil, the Hollywood DF. It says here he is 61 today.
The great Phil.
And, yeah, he's a good dude. Great dude. He's been in with us in studio.
Was on the DZRV.
One of the few guys who
right.
cares about the first 30 minutes of the Oscars, probably.
Oh, yeah. He said he was having I talked to him yesterday. He was having an Oscars party.
For the lighting.
On this day, March 3rd in 1991, is the day that motorist Rodney King was severely beaten by Los Angeles police officers.
Well, I mean, it's not funny at all.
But
no?
Well, there's almost certainly some funny things about it, including motorist.
It says here he was a motorist.
I know, but like that distinction is not used in any normal language at all.
Motorist.
I also think Rodney King's famous enough to not.
I know.
Noted car enthusiast.
Yeah,
Rodney.
like in what other scenario would you ever use
Not
that?
just a pedestrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a motorist.
He was pulled.
Dude, you know how it is when you're out there. You get a little upset at another motorist. There's no one says that.
This is the day in 2021 that former NFL player Kellen Winslow II was sentenced to 14 years in prison for multiple rapes and other sexual offenses against 5 women.
5 women who were all much older.
And on this day in same year, 2021, the manager of the Texas Power Grid fired after the February deadly blackouts that left millions of people without electricity and heat for days.
That might have been what turned us on to the golden parachute, because I think he walked away with a pretty good sum of money.
Yeah. Those are wild times.
Other birthdays today, we have Herschel Walker.
How long had you been on the force?
I was still a few years on. Probably like 4 years.
Did you just live there for a few days?
It was fun.
Yeah, dude,
like,
it had to have been.
Whenever crazy stuff like that happens, just all rules go out the window, and you're just like making runs, and no one's yelling at you to clean toilets. You're just like, this all sucks for everybody. You're just goofing off and making runs, and
that's cool.
It was fun.
Today's the birthday of Jamie Newberg.
Nice.
Stefan Robida, 48. I said Herschel Walker already. Neil Heaton, 65. I called him when I was a kid. Michael
Gonna
Thomas.
work with what I got.
Michael Thomas, 32.
Crazy.
How did that just done? He was awesome.
Crazy.
He's crazy? Okay, I thought you meant the whole situation is crazy.
I think Mike had some issues.
Oh, you have inside info.
Just a Saints receiver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason Tatum, 27.
Corny.
Brian Leach, 57, the first Texas-born NHL player.
I agree with Blake Corney, and that I think this is the only way I could stomach another Lakers-Celtics finals, is if it means Luka gets to beat the Celtics with the Lakers. Like, if we're trying to draw all the storylines, obviously there'll be cum everywhere from the national media if it's Lakers-Celtics already. But if Luka gets another crack, but this time it's with LeBron. Yeah. Just looking at Tatum the other night yelling, "Oh, F out of here" to the Cavs, and the Cavs come back and bust their ass late. That would be great.
Tone Loc, 59.
That was also a home game for them. That didn't make any sense to me.
I understand what you're saying, but I identify with the masculine urge to just yell, "Fuck out of here" at somebody any chance he gets, even though they were at home.
Well, then do it at their bench or something. I don't know. That was lame.
Yeah.
You're looking at your fans.
Julie Bowen, 55.
Who's that?
She's from Modern Family or Happy Gilmore.
She in the remake?
No, the old one.
Veronica Barnes.
She's the blonde.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought we were just going to pass over Tone Loc as the star of Surf Ninjas.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Prominently featured with Rob Schneider. A classic.
I bet they're still friends.
David Faustino is 51. That's Bud Bundy.
He gave me a cameo once.
That's right. Jessica Biel, 43. Charlie Brooker is 54. He is the creator of Black Mirror.
Was Jessica Biel there when they drove Ben Affleck to rehab?
No.
And Buddy Valastro is 48. The chef who is the star of the show Cake Boss.
Ooh.
Born on this day, now dead, Alexander Graham Bell. Charles Ponzi.
Of The Scheme?
Uh-huh. And James Doohan. That's Scotty in Star Trek. Dead on this day, still dead, Lou Costello, Roger Bannister, the first to run a 4-minute mile, and Chris Mortensen of the Reportensen.
Don't laugh at that.
Why not? That's great stuff.
That's good, clean fun.
That is. I mean, I worked on that all last night. I said, this is going to really be great as we round out the show. So this is the point of the program that we like to call closing remarks. And today it is actually brought to us by Synerio. Is that right?
That's right.
What's Synerio?
Well, we are we do pharmacy services. So
This is Brad Wheeler.
The great.
We
Wait, I can use that name, right?
You can.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Darn it.
sir.
Should usually ask before.
I did. I made sure to ask.
Yeah, so we have we specialize in pharmacy services, but we do offer data services. So our data services were born out of the pharmacy and healthcare space. So We started off working with a lot of patient data and things that you would work with for a pharmacy. But we realized a couple of years ago that lots of people face the same kind of data issues. So whether you're a retailer or restaurant, everybody is dealing with financial data in a lot of ways. So we've in the past couple of years broadened our services. So now we offer data services to basically everyone. A lot of our customers tend to be smaller customers who don't have a data team. They just have a lot of data. Maybe that looks like you're dealing with QuickBooks data, or you're dealing with marketing data, or you're dealing with really any kind of data that you're kind of getting buried with. Sometimes that's a good symptom is, do I have a lot of Excel files that I'm managing over and over and I'm dealing with? So we were on the show a few months ago and kind of talked about our services and got a couple of leads from it. So it was enough to convince the company to actually sign on as an official Dumb Zone sponsor. So we were thinking about what would be ways that we could kind of showcase some of the things that we can do with data. We thought the March Madness tournament might be a good opportunity. So we do try to make data fun. So some of the things that we do just kind of have fun with data. So what we decided to do was create an online bracket submission tool. So Aaron, sitting over here in the corner, he's gonna pull it up for us in just a second. So he created.
This is Aaron over here.
This is Aaron Cunningham.
Okay, I like your the bios that you sent us on different guys.
Yeah.
Aaron apparently just likes to code. Can I read any of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
You emailed us that he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't leave the house, he only lives to code, and F, because he has 3 kids. So he has lots of sex, and when he's not doing that, he's coding.
You got it. Nailed it.
Okay.
And you missed the part there.
Oh, you want me to now? You don't want me to edit things?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. So
I get yelled at for reading everything. I thought I edited that down into the funniest part.
The funniest part is you missed it. The 2 wives. No, you didn't notice that.
Okay, explain why that's funny.
I
thought that just meant he had been divorced or something.
No, literally lives with 2 wives, 3 kids.
What does that mean?
Aaron, do you want to come on mic and explain yourself, or?
I mean, love is love, man.
Are you Mormon?
No, not at all.
Is it legal? Not.
Sure.
Are you legally married to one of them?
You can't. Yes, of course.
Okay, you're not legally married.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you have another lady that lives with you that you also have sex with.
Yes.
Did they have sex with each other?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Could the 3 of you share a bed?
If I was looking at...
It's really hot. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah. So one of them has their own room that they like to.
Does that?
They like to sleep.
I don't even want to hear about this March Madness thing anymore.
I don't.
You literally live with 2 ladies.
We do.
One of them has her. So one of them is the main wife that is in your master bedroom.
We've been married for 15 years. Yeah.
But things were getting stale?
No, not at all.
Oh no.
We didn't ask for this. It just happened.
How'd you meet
You just found a stray one day and brought her in.
Yeah, how'd you meet her?
It's one of our very best friends, part of our friend group. COVID happened, and we were all isolating like pros, you know? And she was the first one of the friend groups to reach back out and say, man, I really wish hanging out. I really miss hanging out, I should say. And we said, okay, cool. You know, we're all vaccinated. You know, let's get back together and start hanging out. And
come get in this bubble.
So when hanging out, is this when the first amorous thing occurred? It had never occurred previous to that?
Never occurred previously. It wasn't something we set out to do. It just happened.
And did the first point of love occur between your wife and her, or just all the 3 of you, or you and her, or what?
Us. Yeah.
The 3?
Mm-hmm. And it's been almost 4 years now.
Wait, you don't drink or smoke?
No.
Okay, because I would think you get a little drinking in you,
Right.
a little one thing, and you're just silly, and you're laughing about something, and all
No,
of a
but this
sudden-
is living together, though. This ain't that.
No, but
Yeah.
the first
Yeah,
time, it's the first time, you know.
She moved in with us we were building a new house at the time. And she moved in with us when we moved into the new house. And that was 3 years ago. So
How old are your kids?
they're 8, 10, and 12, all boys.
How do you explain this to them?
We were very open with them from the very beginning.
Your dad's a pimp.
Yeah, they have to be like, My dad is the coolest.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought my kids would think I was cool because I had like a radio.
Yeah, no.
They don't.
It's 3 boys.
I just always kind of wanted to leave situations better than I found them, and you know, we love it. We love our little slice of heaven. So.
Now, do you ever go sleep in the extra room? Like, okay, I want to not sleep with someone tonight. And just let the two ladies be together.
Sure. If I'm gone for business, she steals my spot on the bed. Yeah.
So as far as like
I've never been as hard.
PTA and just like the normal shit you have to explain. Like, does it?
I wish you could meet them. They're wonderful and amazing. And
You will meet them.
We will.
I believe you will
They are invited.
I'm just saying, as far as working through,
Cancel everything else we have planned
your
this
kids-
week. Tomorrow, we interview this guy and his lady.
Your kids go to a school. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. Homeschool is not out of the realm of possibilities here, but so like, just what do you say to people? Like, can the third woman or the third person like go pick the kids up?
Sure.
Even though they're not like a legal guardian.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you have 3 incomes?
No, I'm sole income.
Okay. They don't work.
Nope.
So your house is spotless.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It's a good setup.
Fuck you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, man.
They're one of their great best friends. She can tell you all the day.
No, they're great.
But congrats to Brad for knowing that I needed to read that
I was gonna say,
copy.
yeah, Brad
Like,
did.
Yeah.
Brad plowed through it.
And this is why we
knew
read
he
everything.
He knew he would get yelled at for that, and then he said, "No, this is that important." And you were right, Brad. The great instincts.
And you have a company or something?
Oh yeah, on with your.
Aaron is our head is our head of development.
Hell
So
yeah.
He's fantastic. He can code anything. So we called him up and
He
said,
can
"Hey,
pull that off.
Yeah, this guy can do anything.
he can do anything. We've got an idea for this bracket." So he in one weekend he came out and made this bracket submission tool. So just like you guys, I don't know any teams. I'm going through and manually clicking these teams blindly, not knowing who they are. And I'm like, Aaron, can you make this easier? Like, I don't know who these teams are. So he's like, sure. And he made an AI engine that will just pick the teams for me. So he's got it pulled up here. You can see, you can just click yawn pick for me. It takes it just a second. And what it's doing is it's randomly picking each team. So that way.
Okay, so it's AI, but it's not weighting.
It's random.
Records and all this. All right.
Yeah, we're doing random picks.
Uh-huh.
And then what we're doing is we're having AI explain to you why those random picks were good. That way, if you have a conversation with somebody, you can tell them, "Oh, I picked Oakland because of whatever this description is here. I can't quite read
Okay.
it." So, and you could pick again. You can just say try again. It'll just randomly give you another selection. And whenever it comes back with one that you're happy with, or you can come in and edit these picks, then all you have to do is just give us your email and then confirm that you're over 18. And we have a couple of checkboxes.
So you don't have to do the random?
You don't have to do the random.
Okay, you could fill it out on your own
Absolutely. You can
and win this thing.
100%.
And what do you win if you win?
So we are giving away 4 tickets to any Cowboy game of your choice next season.
Even preseason.
Even preseason, if you would like it. We're giving away 4 tickets and the parking pass because the parking is expensive. So there are personal season tickets, so they're very good. Not personal. There are business season tickets, so they're very good. They're like at the row 9 or something on the 50-yard line. So it's a great prize, and we're not trying to give anything. We're not trying to sell your information or mine your information or do anything with it. All we're trying to do is spread the word and show how we can work with data, because then what we're doing with all the submissions that we get is we have a dashboard that then shows all the standings and rankings. Now, one challenge that we have is that they don't list the teams. The teams that are actually playing in March Madness aren't released until March 16th. So we have another couple of weeks. We wanted to have time for people to get to know us and maybe go and enter. So what we're doing is anyone can go and make an entry today, and it will all be based on last year's teams. And so if you just wanted to go in there, make an entry while you're at it, it just takes a couple of seconds. You can do it on your phone. Just enter your email address, check that you're over 18. If you would like to receive emails from us, then we'll email you and let you know the standings. We'll just send a couple of them, let you know when the season starts, let you know who won, that kind of thing. And then there's an option there to say you would be interested in learning more about working with Synerio. But essentially, what we do from a data standpoint is just work with data. So if you hover over, for example, one of those bar charts there from one of those seeds, you can kind of see some of the things that we do. So what we're showing here is like what percentage of the people are picking the 1 seed. And as you hover over each of those, you can see the breakdowns of those seeds.
That's super cool.
What we're hoping is people kind of start to imagine seeing their data in this way. So if anyone is interested, first of all, there's no reason not to sign up for this for the Cowboy tickets for this contest. It's super easy. And then we will email out at the end of the month who won, and we'll give those tickets away. And then we are an official sponsor of the show, so we'll have a few ads run when it comes time closer to actual March Madness to remind people to go and make those official picks. But we wanted to come in early just to get the process started. So again, anyone can go in and make early picks. And if you forget to go back and make your official picks once the teams are announced, no worries. We'll keep those picks in there, and they'll just be based on the seed. So if you happen to pick the number 1 seed from the East, then whoever happens to be picked as the number 1 seed will be your pick. We give points out, just standard base scoring. So first round gets 1 point, second round gets 2 points, and you get more points as the round goes on. None of us from Synerio who made this particular thing are college basketball fans. We don't follow college basketball. We just thought this would be a fun way for us to kind of show some of the things that we can do. So we're working with data all the time. Again, it doesn't matter what your source is. We can work with that data and create dashboards for you. So we're excited to be a sponsor for the show. And I think Sean brought some gifts as well.
Sean, who's
one
copy
wife.
Points. Yeah, one wife, it does say here.
Thank you.
4 daughters. Used to keep an Excel spreadsheet with Grego drops for Groobs for Wiley Doesn't Suck. Also says Epstein didn't kill himself.
Boy, what a freaking thud that was over the last few days.
And then Lisa over here does not have a wife or a husband. Is still pissed about the Luka trade. I know.
How many wives?
I know, Lisa.
None.
And likes one of my favorite episodes to listen to is Dan explaining what is half of 69. What did I say? What was that bit? Throw that. Just throw.
Explain how much the $6.90 a month subscription was, and like 2 nines, one going down. At one point, Jake called you feral.
Called what?
He called you feral. You were Googling. Oh.
What do we have here, Dan?
What do we have? Are they all the same? No, they're not. All right. Let's take a look.
Okay. I deserve this.
It is T-shirt time.
I've got the Namaste Sober. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Oh, banana. Single banana.
Oh, that's dope.
I often will go to the grocery store to buy a single banana.
No, but their stuff is really cool. I need to hook them up with my parents. I think about
some Argyle print. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Like, my parents have a small business. They don't know a ton about computers, but they have way too much paperwork and Excel. Like, they need someone to actually visualize it for them.
So, Brad, I wasn't paying attention to anything you said. What's the call to? I was still thinking about 2 wives. And
sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to
call to action
we're going to have
the website though for this.
Yeah. So Synerio.com/bracket madness. We realize that's going to be hard to explain and remember. So we've sent a link over to add it to your Dumb Zone page. So listeners will be able to go to thedumbzone.com and click on a link.
Not the Dumb Zone, it's just Dumb Zone.
Sorry, dumbzone.com, and there will be a link.
As a coder, you understand what I'm saying? As far as that, you don't want the S on Bear Fight Whiskey.
Yeah.
So
we'll
all right.
make it easy for you guys.
Can you go back over there for a second? Yeah.
You want him to sit here?
Well, no, this is fine.
You got more?
Do they fight?
No.
But they've fought.
Sure, we have, disagreements and squabbles like any other couple.
Yeah. Do you team up ever? Like,
that's a big thing.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's really.
Oh, you're full
if
of
there's
shit.
a dispute somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Say again?
I said we are a team. So.
Oh, this fucking guy.
But there's no disputes?
Not about the things that you're thinking about, no.
No, I just mean anything in the house.
Just like little, like she's
really,
being.
No.
What to eat for dinner? Yeah, that must be a nightmare.
I mean, really, we are so. we are just so very blessed. I know it sounds boring, and I know Brad thinks I'm about the most boring person ever, but we are.
Brad's wrong.
No, I don't think that. That's the reason I wanted him here.
I want to hear about the division conflict. Like, are they ganging up on you, and then you?
That has to happen
everyone?
sometimes.
And you're like, "Nah, Samantha is being a bitch today. You're right, sweetie. Like, gang up on her a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
Does the newer wife get it? Like, can she get on to the kids?
Well,
because I think I'd be like, who are you?
We have to get onto the kids much.
They have.
Because of course they're perfect,
they're not. But sure. We knew going into this because I'm an engineer. I'm all about researching. I knew that it was going to be difficult for Faith coming into this, giving up a lot of things that she probably thought were not going to happen the way that they're happening now, So we knew that she had to be on equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you'd think that, my wife of 15 years, she's conceding in some way, or that this is some sort of consolation. It's just not that way at all.
How are your parents?
They're very accepting.
God damn. I don't know. I hang out with too many dirtbags where you're genuinely nice and I don't know how to handle it.
I know. That's the thing, because I'm like, hey, grab the microphone. Be like, hey, so does she, such and such. I'm like, this is just a wholesome, nice family.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything
adorable.
Yeah.
I was a music minister for 4 or 5 years. I mean, that's, like I said, I like to leave things better than I found them.
Yeah.
And that's with this relationship.
Kind of an Elon type thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, hey.
Not like my dumb wife.
As much as me that I can get out there. I don't know. It's very interesting to me.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thanks, Synerio.
Absolutely.
Jimmy?
Yeah, go to JimmyNelsonComedy.com.
JimmyNelsonComedy.com.
That'll take you to the link over there.
Big Laugh Comedy Club, downtown Fort Worth by Sundance. Going to be a great lineup. Going to be a great night.
Go tell them we sent you.
Says here you get the early bird general admission ticket, military discount, first respond. Oh,
they got them all.
You got to get first responder.
I think the tickets are just $10. It is
teacher discount.
The show is on Thursday. I don't know how.
Teacher discount. It says here if you have 2 wives, discount $10 in.
No, he's got to pay more
if you have 2 wives.
All right, I got it.
Gotta get a 4th seat for that big old dick of yours. So.
That's right. We got to take a look at that. There's got to be something we don't know. All right.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Why'd you stop acting? Oh, Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? You were the best back then. Oh, Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Did you die while you were napping? Oh, Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? The conversation was about wiretapping. Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Your wife, your dog too? No way, it was an accident. Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Was this caused by kryptonite from one of your supermen? Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Were you killed by a player from the replacements? Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Was this because you never played a character with an accent? Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Who wanted you dead, Clint Eastwood or Morgan Freeman? Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? I forgot that was the plot of the movie Unforgiven. Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? How come in Hoosiers there were no black men? Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? The king of the mustache and the French Connection. Gene Hackman, what the heck happened? Was it jealousy from your co-star in the movie